into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, good morning. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3, and a warm welcome to you and a warm welcome to this man right here. Oh my goodness. Raul, we are so proud of you. Oh my goodness, you are incredible. How does it feel to be crowned King of the Sand?
At this age, it is incredible. I'm absolutely elated. I still feel like I'm running on an absolute high. I can't believe we achieved something that I really wanted. It was hard work, but we'll talk about that later. So it's just, I'm absolutely elated, and it's so good to be back here with you guys as well, celebrating. I think this is a momentous occasion. I can't wait to get this day started.
Oh, well, thank you, and it's so nice to have you here. The family feels complete again, and you know what? On Tuesdays on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are all filled with the award-winning. Of course, we're going to be celebrating everything that you have done. We are so proud of you. So congratulations, Ryle. And then also, we're going to take a look at what happened at the SA Life-Saving Champs competition that happened in Gqeberha.
It was an incredible championships, and obviously, like you heard, the result was incredible. The feeling, it just slaps like nothing else. And speaking of slapping, we're going to be delving into the winners from the Oscars this past weekend, for those who won awards, to those who looked divine on the red carpet at JP and Knox, have so much more for us. So yes, we're going to be celebrating today. We're going to be celebrating the winners of the Oscars. We're going to be celebrating so much more, and celebrating you, Mzansi, for joining us this morning and continuing to start off the day with nothing but magic. And speaking of magic, there's two other people in the hot seat that are here to bring you nothing but the good stuff. Let's check in with them.
It's the fastest man on Saturday.
No, I might as well be best friends, okay, with Brady. Okay, that's all I'm saying is this is amazing to me, buddy. We are so proud of you, dude. I know he was feeling a bit shaky going into this one. It was a different kind of process for him, but man, unreal performances. So, Raul, we love you. Buddy, I could just slap you right now. I love you so much, man.
No, that's not what we're doing.
No, I think the world is divided between people who would and who would not do that. Take nothing away from how inappropriate and just downright wrong it was to get physically violent in that space. But yes, no one can go over the fact that Will Smith walked up in front of 1 billion odd people and slapped Chris Rock through the face for cracking a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. How are you feeling about this? Okay,
so yesterday on my show, and I put this out to everyone, I'm still divided in the fact like violence is wrong on every single level.
Yeah, don't get physical.
However, you know what's sad about this whole thing is that Will waited such a long time for this moment. I mean, he's been nominated. This is his third nomination.
Yeah.
And finally he gets this time to shine. I mean, he did so amazing in King Richard. And you took that away doing this.
Yeah.
And that's the...
Did he take it away, though? Did he? Or was it this wonderful, weird experience that the whole of, like, the A-list world got to be a part of? I have a feeling that Will Smith's celebrity has never been bigger, and I have a feeling that he's going to be the darling of the world within a couple of days once we come to grips with that. But we'll continue to chew this through. Most importantly, we need your input. Please let us know. How do you feel about it? Right, wrong? Was he justified? At Expresso Show is the handle to you. We'd love to keep that conversation going. And while you're there, just drop a little smoothie kids for our Ryle, our SA champ, the fastest man on sand, is here to bring you the news headlines really quickly.
I can't stop being so elated by the love. Thank you so much, team. But for now, as we do, it's time to kick off with the news. And starting on national fronts, the Free State High Court has dismissed with cost suspended ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule and co-accused applications to have corruption charges in the asbestos matter dropped. Now this after Magashule and his co-accused questioned the validity of the corruption and fraud charges leveled against them, insisting that they be dropped. Now the court yesterday dismissed the applications with costs, saying applications by Magashule and his co-accused are premature and should wait for a trial court. In more national news fronts, residents in Johannesburg CBD and parts of Selby suburb could be without power a while longer, as City Power was yesterday still unable to provide an estimated time of restoration. Now, the power cuts to those areas were caused by an underground fire that broke out in the tunnels housing power cables at the Fordsburg substation. Now, earlier emergency services responded to a fire in an underground tunnel in the Johannesburg CBD, which left Selby and surrounding areas without electricity. Well, from national news fronts, we head over to international news. And a summit bringing Israel together with Egypt, Morocco, Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates is taking place in the Negev Desert in Israel. Now, the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is also taking part in the meeting, which is expected to focus on the revival of the Iran nuclear deal and the war in Ukraine. Now, foreign ministers from the aforementioned countries have traveled to Israel for the event, and this is viewed by political observers as a sign of their commitment to a new relationship with Israel. Now, Ukraine and Russia have been preparing yesterday for the first peace talks in more than 2 weeks. Now, Ukrainian officials have, however, played down the chances of a major breakthrough at the talks, and this is due to be held in Istanbul after Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan spoke to Russia's Vladimir Putin on Sunday. But the fact that they were taking place in person at all for the first time since an acrimonious meeting between the foreign ministers on March the 10th was a sign of shifts between the scenes as Russia's invasion has become bogged down. Now, next up, yes, we're all talking about it and you might have seen it all over your socials too. Millions across the globe saw it on TV, and millions who weren't watching on the Oscar ceremony in Los Angeles on Sunday night soon heard of the slap. Now, it's truly the talk of the town, and many celebrities, regardless of whether they saw it in person, have aired their views. Now, Will Smith strode up to presenter Chris Rock on stage and slapped him in the face after the comedian had cracked a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. Now, she has hair loss due to the autoimmune disease alopecia, which minutes later, Smith bagged Best Actor award for his portrayal of Serena Williams' father, Richard, who coached the tennis champion and her sister, Venus, to world fame. Now, Smith has since apologized to Rock, saying his behavior was, and quoted, unacceptable and inexcusable, unquote. Now, he said in a statement, and quoted, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong," unquote. Now, his apology came after the Oscar Film Academy had put out a statement condemning his action and announcing a formal review. Well, that's the news that we have for you this morning. We will catch up in the next hour with some more, but for now, it's time to take a look at the sport and all the latest with the G-Man.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's fly through the sport now, and let's start with tonight's impending footballing action. France's manager Didier Deschamps has confirmed that France's star player Kylian Mbappe is indeed fit to play against South Africa in their international friendly tonight. The PSG striker, he missed the country's 2-1 victory over the Ivory Coast on Friday night. That was due to a throat infection. Deschamps did not confirm whether or not the 23-year-old would start against Hugo Broos' side, but there was an indication that Mbappe is likely to earn his 54th cap for Les Bleus this evening. And meanwhile, Hugo Broos has confirmed the likes of Enyiko, Mobi and Fakhri Lakay. They've both got a chance to show off their qualities. And on to cricket, South African Test captain Dean Elgar said he was, quote, comfortable with the decision of some key players to make themselves unavailable for the Test series against Bangladesh that kicks off next Thursday. Now, South Africa will go into the Bangladeshi series without their frontline fast bowling attack, and that's in the form of Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngide and Marco Jansen, as well as the injured Andrich Nokia. South Africa will also be without batsman Aiden Markram and Rassie van der Dussen. Now, earlier this month, Elgar did call for the players contracted to the Indian Premier League to put country ahead of club. Money talks. Then we move on to last night's rugby action. Suleiman Hartzenberg scored 2 late tries as the UCT Ikeys claimed a thrilling 44-27 victory over arch rivals Marties in the 500th Varsity Cup match, an incredible milestone. So both sides played the game at a lively tempo, with Marties going into the halftime break with that 17-10 lead, and Hartzenberg stole the show in the second 40 to ensure a historic win for UCT. Then elsewhere, Tuks had to work hard for their 39-24 bonus point win against a plucky Wits side, while Shimlas finished strongly to record a 37-26 bonus point victory against UJ. And those results will see Marties now topping the table ahead of Shimlas, UCT and Tuks chasing hard. Then on to athletics. Minay de Klerk opened her 2022 campaign over the weekend by breaking her own national under-20 women's shot put record. Competing in her first collegiate season as a freshman at the University of Oregon, de Klerk produced an incredible throw of 54.22 to leave, and that was an unbelievable heave to win the discus throw competition celebration in California on Saturday. What a way to announce your arrival on the college scene. The 18-year-old rising star added nearly a meter to her own national junior mark at 53.50 meters, which she had set when she bagged that silver medal at last year's World Athletics Under-20 champs. And that, of course, in Nairobi. The de Klerk, the world junior shot put champion, again showed her versatility by winning the shot put contest at the Aztec Invitational with a 17.04 meter effort. And on that celebratory note is where we leave our sport for now. We'll touch on those headlines again at 7. Let's see what the weather has in store.
Thank you so much, G-Man, for that sports update. Now, the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for extremely high fire danger conditions over the northeastern parts of the Western Cape, the northern parts of the Northern Cape, as well as the southwestern parts of the Free State and the northwestern interior of the Eastern Cape tomorrow. The Weather Service has also issued a yellow level 2 warning for large waves in parts of the Northern Cape and Western Cape from tomorrow to Thursday. A southwesterly swell with wave heights between 4 to 6 meters is expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas tomorrow morning, spreading to Alexander Bay and Plettenberg Bay by evening into Thursday. Now, wave heights will subside from Thursday night, and the Weather Service has said this. In the Western Cape, it will be cloudy in the west with isolated to scattered showers and rain along the southwest coast. The wind along the coast will be fresh to strong northwesterly but moderate southwesterly along the south coast. And then again, we urge all citizens in affected areas to report any fires spotted to their nearest fire department. Next, we move from weather news to sunrise views as we look to the skies, showcasing your sunrise photos. Now, Brad Carter from Belito starts our morning on just the right note with this gorgeous shot overlooking the ocean just as the sun peaks over the horizon. Brian Smith from Mossel Bay also shared this stunning shot looking towards the mountains in the distance, showing off the spectacular array of colors scattered across the sky. And that is how we like to see you start your morning here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But right now, let me get you geared up for the rest of the day with those temperatures. If you are out and about in Polokwane, do expect a low of 12 that will peak at 26. For you in Mbombela, it is a range of 15 to 29. Pretoria can be seen with a low of 15 that will peak at 27, as well as Johannesburg, your minimum is 12 with a maximum of 25. Mahikeng, sunshine is coming your way on this Tuesday with a range of 14 to 27, as well as Klerksdorp can be seen with a range of 13 to 29. Kimberley, for you, it is 15, 30, Bloemfontein as well, following with a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 28. If you're out and about in Richards Bay on this Tuesday, do expect lots of sunshine coming your way with a low of 21 and a high of 33, as well as Pietermaritzburg can be seen with a range of 16 to 34. South Africa's playground, Durban, ranges from 20 to 31 today. Mthatha, for you, it is 14, 35, as well as East London, your minimum is 21, peaking at 35. Cradock can be seen with a range of 18 to 33. Gqeberha, for you, it is 17, 28. George can be seen with a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 26. And if you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town today, do expect a 60% chance of rain with a range of 16 to 18. Worcester, for you, it is 11:25. Sutherland, 6:22. And last but definitely not least, partly cloudy conditions are expected for Uppington with a range of 18 to 33. Well, that is where I'll leave your 6 o'clock weather update. We will have another update at 7 o'clock, but right now it's time to check in with the fastest man on sand.
Oh, hey there, Nzazi. As you can see, I'm just getting ready. I didn't have enough time this morning to finish my look, and obviously, like, there's a reason for this shirt, and there's a reason for these two items next to me, and there's nothing like a polished winter look, right? So with the season changing, we're already piling up on our cozy fashion items, and luckily, Woolies offers a wide variety of coats and jackets for this season, which is why I need your help to decide what exactly is going to be my elegant winter trend that I'm going to be rocking today, right? So, Mzansi, you got to come through. I've got two options here. Starting off with this incredible casual bomber. It's a jacket that cranks up the warmth. I mean, look at that. It's got a regular fit cut, it's got comfort, but the one thing that I absolutely love about this, being a nature boy at heart, it's crafted from recycled polyester blend. I mean, come on. Talk about functional fashion for you right there, but this is not the end of it. I mean, look what we have here as well. Let me just put that back for you. Bum, bum, bum. Option number 2. Now, this is a single-breasted coat that will absolutely refine any look. It's woven with a classic hair herringbone texture, which is just adding that little bit of class, and it also features a dapper, slim fit silhouette. So, Mzansi, this is going to be up to you. I'm going to leave the completion of my outfit for you, so you can visit the Expresso social pages, vote for your favorite item, and comment on the poll post. And don't forget to include the hashtag Styled by Woolies. And I don't know what we're going to do here, because this is a tough one. Do we go with a jacket? Do we go with this? I don't know. You let me know, but please, Mzansi, make me look good.
Julep, julep,
Telkom gives you more value and more Monati. We've dropped the prices of our data and voice bundles. Get a 500 meg bundle now for just 10 Rand. Dial star 180 hash to buy Get More Monati bundles and enter them Bekeli Beki. Live your Monati.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. It is going to be a beautiful morning. I know this because our performers just stepped in. Now, not everyone can be a great musician. I know, because I desperately want to be one, but I don't have the chops. But a great musician can come from anywhere. Now, after years on the sports field, self-professed jock Dominic Sherrill found his calling in music on a trip to Amsterdam, of all places, where he came across a busker on the street, and then his life changed forever. I'm sure it's a little more complicated than that, but we love the sound of that story. And he has now swapped his rugby clothes for his guitar and is now putting his passion into song. So let's take a listen to that passion right now and get a taste of his debut single, How to Love Again.
She was such a caring soul, caring for the world she owns, waiting for him all alone. The feelings crept inside her soul. Still he sat and waited long to show her how to love again. And oh, will you show me, will you show me how to love again? Oh,
And she did show him how to love again. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Dominic is in the house. Welcome to it, sir. I was wondering, like, I put a lot of love and energy into that intro, and I thought that would make you smile. But I saw something else made your smile there. That was just beautiful, buddy. Awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I've got to ask this, because you came from a different kind of path to get to this point. Were you always musically inclined? Or was this like a real out-of-the-blue kind of scenario where music came into your life? Where did your musical journey kind of formulate?
So I was 16 years old and I did a trip with my folks to Amsterdam, and we were there and there was a guy busking in the street. I think he was a local guy, and he was doing a Pink Floyd cover actually at the time, and he had a massive crowd around him, and it just resonated with me so much. At the time I was playing a lot of sport and everything, and I was on the rugby field a lot. And then at 19, I picked up a guitar and pretty much self-taught myself. And then from then on, just practiced loads. And now I've written my first single, and I've got a few other songs in the pipeline to come out. So, yeah, I think I found my niche and my passion really now.
And it's not like you can sing. You're good at it. It's not just like a side hustle.
Yeah.
You are really, really good. I've got to ask,
Thanks,
coming
man.
from the rugby background, because I marvel at, especially when we get young rugby players, yeah, they'll be terrified to go on camera.
Yeah.
Yet once the camera's rolling, the BMT kicks in and they just get it done, because that's what you got to do on a sports field.
Definitely, yeah.
Is it that same kind of adrenaline flow? Is that same feeling? How are you able to just step in front of a crowd and perform? Because that, for me, has got to be the most terrifying thing that you can do on this planet.
Yeah, I think it's trial and error. You know, in the beginning I was very nervous, and I was super shy to get up on stage and everything. I mean, and then the more I have been doing it, it's just become easier over time, and yeah, I feel like it's that thrill and that adrenaline of being up on stage and
now
like,
we've got
performing
crowds
live.
again.
And
Now you
crowds.
can actually
Yeah,
perform
exactly.
in front of crowds
Live
again.
music is back, yeah.
How to Love Again. Okay, there is something very special going on in that music
Yeah.
video. I don't think you needed much coaxing to bring
Yeah.
out that particular performance. Talk us through the song, first of all. What inspired it?
So it was inspired about, obviously I'd been through some bad breakups and everything in the past, and I wrote the song about how to love again. And not only just how to love again, but how to learn to love myself again in order to love someone else again. You know?
Brilliant.
Because I find if you can't love yourself, you won't be able to give that love to someone else, you know?
Do you get to that place through your music? Is it that cathartic and that therapeutic for you to be able to? Because I marvel at how much emotion goes into the songwriting process. Performing it, yeah, that's the joy at the end of the journey. But you've got to work through the hard yards to get to that point. Do you feel like you're able to heal yourself through your music? Can you love again?
Yes, 100%. And the thing is, I find it very therapeutic to write music and sit with it and come up with the concept and the idea and compose the song at the end of the day, yeah.
Who's in the video, man?
So that's my girlfriend, Kaylee, actually. Yeah, we met on the music video, actually. I needed someone for the music video. I needed try to find a pretty girl to be in it. And the director of the music video had her in mind, and then she came into the video, and we literally just, it worked, you know. It was just like we've known each other for...
Buddy, I'm about to marry my music video girl, so I get it, dude. I understand where you're coming from completely. It's beautiful, but I get a sense that as much as you've got this kind of quiet confidence about you, that you're only just getting started, man.
Yeah.
What's the next big thing for you this year? Obviously, a lot of new music in the works, which I'm assuming you want to get out into the world.
Of course, yeah. I think, well, like, as much as the honeymoon stage of my relationship, I feel like it's the honeymoon stage also of my career in music.
For sure.
So I think, like, there's a lot of big things happening. I think being on Expresso today is amazing as well. It's a huge opportunity.
Oh, well
and
done.
I also want to line up a few gigs, maybe at Cafe Rue, going forward and everything, and just getting the name out there, you know. And
Were you fishing right now with the Cafe Rue? Because chances are they're watching. We have like a conveyor belt of amazing performance going straight to Rue from here, man. Buddy, I have no doubt the reason why you found yourself here is because you're about to break the big time. That often happens, so we get to watch with great pleasure as these artists become. So we cannot wait to watch you become and woo your beautiful girlfriend, because it is his real girlfriend in the music video, is going to be bringing you that debut hit along with a couple more this morning, and he's performing, yes, for his girl, but also for you and for us, so don't move a muscle.
Oh, thank you, Graham. Can't wait for that performance.
Oh, it's going to be good.
And you know what? We want you to experience Red and unlock more with Vodacom Red. Now, there are some amazing awards and benefits that simply cannot be missed this month.
Indeed, they are. And finally, we can get our hands on the new Samsung Galaxy S22 and take a look at this incredible deal. Now, there's no doubt that Vodacom Red has some incredible benefits, especially Red VIP. And you can get the Samsung Galaxy S22 on a 30GB Red VIP plan and unlimited minutes for only 1,949 Rand per month. Plus, wait, that's not all. You also get the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic eSIM and Bud's Live for free. I mean, that's like an entire company in the pocket of your hand, in your ear, on your arm. You have no excuse not to dominate, right?
That's the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
And Vodacom and Expresso wants you to experience Red and unlock 10 gigabytes of data this month. All you have to do is reply to the competition post that is on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And then you need to tell us what is your best travel memory. It's easy peasy. And don't forget to use that hashtag Experience Red, unlock more, and the competition will close on Thursday. That's this coming Thursday, the 31st of March at 10 a.m. And those terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Good luck.
Switch to Red and get the Samsung Galaxy S22 for 1,499 Rand and a rugby jersey, Watch 4 and Galaxy Buds Live free. Further together, Vodacom.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your feel-good breakfast show here on S3. Now, Mzansi, let's be honest. We all want to look and feel like R1,000,000 without it costing an arm or a leg. And who doesn't want to glow? I mean, who doesn't want to? Well, we're in luck because Pamela Stierman, AfriDerm specialist, is joining us in studio this morning to shed light on how exactly the AfriScience skincare system works and the results in instantly hydrated, refreshed, and glowing skin. Pamela, you are glowing. Is it you or is it the product?
Majority of the product.
So really what AfriDerm is doing is really targeting people with dark skin and opening the market to that. Why was this so important for the brand?
Because we realize that dark skin has unique characteristics and skincare needs. And there wasn't a skincare line on the market to address those needs. That's why in our products, with the high demand of our products, we made the right decision.
Definitely, and here you have the AfriScience skincare system or unit, really targeting, smooth skin, making sure that people are hydrated and glowing. What is this unit all about?
Well, what you have here is multi-care AfriScience device. Inside you have your device and your activating serum, but it has 5 different concerns that it targets. And in here as well is it boosts the collagen of the skin, but it works on pigmentation, dark marks, sensitivity, and it works on clarifying the system, the skin.
Because I was going to ask you now, you're targeting dark skin, but what skin conditions does the unit also target? So you spoke about elasticity, collagen production, what else?
It is for acne skin as well. So it's for calming, evening out the skin tone. It works for purifying the skin. It puts back the collagen into your skin. It stimulates, it reduces the fine lines and wrinkles of the skin as well.
Take us through the technology, because this unit has a 5-step system, which you mentioned briefly, but I'm a visual person. I need to see it in action. So we have the display here. Maybe you can take us through it.
Okay.
Ooh, I like this. I was actually just looking at Jordan Wood's skincare routine, and I showed you this earlier on. And when I see these tools, I'm just like, okay, something's happening right now. So take us through it. I'm going to give you a microphone over there, and then maybe you can just take us through the unit and exactly what it targets as well.
Okay, so You've got your 5 levels of intensities here.
Okay.
It has a 10-minute session. It automatically switches off. It doesn't have a battery inside of it. It comes with a USB charger, so it's very convenient for the client to use. This booster serum activates the different kind of lights, and it allows the product to penetrate into your skin. So you've got your red light that works for anti-aging.
Okay.
You've got your green light that works on the pigmentation of the skin. Then you've got your blue light, which works on the sensitivity that clears the acne. Then you've got your yellow and your purple light, LED light, that basically penetrates into the skin, purifying the skin, giving it a deep cleanse as well, and shrinking the pores as well. And it automatically switches off after 10 minutes. And you can choose the intensity that you want on your skin.
I love that. It's like a party for your skin. I mean, all the colors, it definitely is a vibe for it. But I also see you have a special activating cream in your hand right now. That's what it is. What is that purpose and what is the role of that serum?
The blend and the ingredients in this product is collagen and a herbal essentials that it has. So it has a mesoprotection and a electroprotection. But the mesoprotection allows it to penetrate deeper into every layer of the skin. And with that device in combination with it too, it works perfectly for the skin.
Pamela, you are making us all now wish we had one of these. We all want the glow. I mean, winter is here, so definitely it's time for us to take care of our skin, make sure that we are hydrated, refreshed, and glowing like you are. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Mzansi, Beautiful Skin starts with AfriDerm, a groundbreaking skincare collection that is dedicated to celebrating all shades of dark skin, so everyone with deep skin tones can enjoy a healthy and radiant look. So where can people get their hands on it if they wanted, if they are interested in this and they're saying, you know what, Pamela, it's time that I give my skin the life that it needs?
Well, we are online as well.
Okay.
And it's available in all the Edgar stores.
There you have it. Well, get your hands on this if you want to give your skin a bit of a jazz up, and if you want to get that glow back, then AfriDerm definitely is for you.
Oh, we're definitely here for the glow. And of course, we are also super duper excited to reveal the chosen jacket or coat that Raul's going to rock for the rest of the day, because today is Tuesday and it's all about the say you had to say on social media. Now, let's take a look at the comments that came through. So option 1 was the bomber jacket. Option 2 was the coat. So Clement says slim fit coat. Anthea says the coat, you will look very dapper. Shanae says bomber jacket. Bree says the one on the right, which is the coat. Bomber jacket came in from Nana. Let's see if there are any other comments. It's quite tight at the moment in terms of voting for the winning jacket, and I think it's time for Mr. Raul de Mornay to show us the winning outfit to complete his look, and it looks like, ladies and gentlemen,
what it do.
it's the bomber jacket that won.
Yeah. You know what I think it is, though? I think Mzansi knows about me. They know about Nature Boy at heart, and they know that I resonate with anything that is sustainable. And the fact that we're using a recycled polyester blend means that I am walking around in happiness right now, because this is what it's about. Functional fashion, right?
It is functional
What do you
fashion.
think?
You are looking dapper in that even, and we are matching. Like, look, my cardi matches your jacket.
Nice, I like it. Mzansi, well played. Absolutely. I can't thank you enough for kitting me out. I really feel good. And of course, I am warm too. Perfect for the weather that we got here in Cape Town. And obviously, you can find one of your favorite winter jackets and coats at Woolworths. Now, it's available in store, online, or on the app. Yep. Let's get the show on the road.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I'm going to use the word that was used in a number of different press articles this weekend in Gqeberha. The man that is the king of sand rolled back the years as he put on a sprinting masterclass to once again be crowned the fastest man on sand at the SA Life-Saving Champs. Mr. Ralda Mornay, you are a champion once again! Oh, buddy. Wow. I mean, you were talking this down so much beforehand, but there was this like quiet confidence about you. How different was this year compared to them? Because you've shone on this stage, on the international stage. You've had some pretty big career-defining moments. Yeah. Where does this one slot into all of that?
I don't know why, but this one feels so big to me, G. I mean, like you said, 2014 was years ago, and that was probably one of the best moments I've had in a competition, winning a double gold in France. But for some weird reason, I've never felt this good again, G. Maybe even better than then. I don't know what it is, and like you said, I did play it down because I'd never had such a good prep. I didn't have a good lead up to the competition. I was hustling work, there's so much going on in life and new projects, and I just thought, let me just at least go and have fun. But wow, fun was just one of the things that we had, man.
But maybe that was the mental element, could have been the difference this time. I know you've been running on track and putting in some pretty amazing times in that space. I suppose the only people out there who weren't cheering for you would be the False Bay Life-Saving Club, because you switched teams, dude.
Yeah.
What was the rationale? What was going through your kind of the thought process in that decision?
It was a crazy concept initially. I mean, leaving False Bay was the reason being is that the club was just struggling financially and just in terms of the athletic space. And going to Durban Surf, they've really had their eye on being world champions and taking it to the next level. So we kind of banded this group.
They poached you, bro.
Yeah, look,
they came.
But I mean, just to join on to like a far bigger quest in a sense, and you realize there's a bigger thing going on. For me, changing clubs was a reason to amplify my athletic career. But what was more phenomenal was seeing how many people still see you as an athlete, someone that's not representing a club, but they still feel like you're representing this movement, life-saving, and South Africa. I mean, Seagulls is a shout-out to one of the clubs in Gullies. They were incredible, based close to like Mossel Bay, or in between Mossel Bay and Kings Beach, but they were incredible just in terms of the support these clubs give you, and it feels like everyone's backing you to do the best because they know there's this bigger picture of taking over the world.
Well, yeah, but it is. It's you representing, and maybe that role I've watched now over the last year kind of evolve, where you are a figurehead for the sport, which is a great kind of natural progression, but it doesn't feel like by any stretch of the imagination that you are done competing yet, man. How does this make you feel about the future?
Look, G, honestly, like I said, I came to this competition wanting to have fun. And like, yes, there was a quiet storm behind me because I knew I needed to focus that much more. So I didn't want to talk it up and hype it up as much. I just was like, there's work to be done. Have fun, but focus at the same time. And literally, man, I had no intentions to carry on, but when you feel this good, in the competition and afterwards, you think to yourself, man, the beauty of time, which allows you to heal, number one, and the beauty of our bodies, just wanting to get better and wanting to thrive. I've got to use this. I've got to take it a step further, man. We've got world champs coming up this year.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Are you going to go?
I think I'm going to, look, if anything goes my way and I do get selected for that team, oh man, I'm going for it, because I think with what I feel now and this ability I have, I can produce an incredible result on the world stage for the country.
Let's put it in perspective, because you're obviously my source of physical knowledge. Like, I lean on you completely for my understanding of my own kind of physiology and how the body works. How much more do you know now versus the Ryle of 2014 or the Ryle of 2013?
How often have you played this scenario about, I wish I had this mind with my 18-year-old body? I mean, literally the things you can do, and with a body that technically is not as good as when it was younger, shows you the power of the mind, G. I mean, you see it for yourself, that experience comes through far better than anything else, but the knowledge of managing your body, developing that system, knowing where your limit is, knowing how to manage the energy system as well. It's a phenomenal position to be in when you gain this knowledge and you wish, hey man, I wish I had the vessel to go with it. And then you realize, actually, I do.
I got the vessel right here.
I still got it right here. We are blessed, man, truly.
And then you put a speedo on and you say, behold my vessel. I am ready, dude. I'm just blown away by your
Yeah.
mentality, the mental strength more than anything else, dude. I've obviously had this lovely front row seat to watch the last 2 years evolve for you, bro. Just keep smashing it, dude.
Thank you, man. Gee, I got to just say a shout out to everybody that's been supporting me. My teammate Siobhan, John Clark, and Tariq Toliasim has been in the corner training me. My girlfriend and partner Melissa has also been by my
slayed
side.
out
Also
there.
had an incredible comp. She won a gold and a silver as well. So it looks like the three of us hopefully cracking to the team. And gee, you've been
It's
an
the
incredible
Holy
support.
Trinity,
Yeah, you've been
but-
an incredible support as well, man. Thank you so much for being a friend in this crazy space that we play in. You know how tough it is to do this and then still be something else on the outside, man. I can't thank you enough for being such a solid force for me, dude.
Man, we
Seriously.
love it, man. We get to wake up with the fastest man on sand every single day, as do you. So keep those messages of congratulations coming. And as Raul said, congrats to all of the stars that shone at the SA Champs this weekend. It sounds like the most amazing experience for life-saving South Africa. So well done.
I'm actually, I want to cry. Like, that was such a beautiful moment to witness these two just, you know, talk about the bro code, the bromance.
The bromance is smooth on this show. And speaking of something smooth is here, and that is Tropica Island of Treasure. And it is a celebration of 10 seasons with an all-stars season. How amazing is that?
You are not even ready, Mzansi. Now, Tropica announced the first 3 all-stars yesterday, and they are Kanya Mkhankhisa, Caroline van Jaarsveld, and Jonathan Boynton Lee. What an incredible cast so far. Woo! Things are going to get heated on the
It's going to
island.
be a hot season. So we just want to say congratulations to Boitumelo Mpipi, Tando Majane, as well as Rebo Mapa for the 3 winners for yesterday who guessed correctly. Because we handed out a whole bunch of clues.
Now, another 3 smooth clues will be coming your way today to reveal your favorite all-star celebrities. Now, if you guess correctly, you stand a chance to win your share of 20,000 Rand. All you need to do is follow at MyTropica pages and guess using that hashtag Tropica to enter.
There we go. It's very easy. And here is your first clue for today, revealing the 4th all-star. Now, this is, who could this be? This person says, I'm from season 8. I am the firstborn and an entrepreneur. Who am I?
Get guessing. Now go right now onto at MyTropica, comment on the Facebook and Instagram post with hashtag Tropica, or tweet your answer on Twitter using hashtag Tropica, and you could stand a chance to win your share of 20,000 Rand. That's 10 of 2,000 Rand up for grabs. Now the T's and C's do apply, but get guessing now and use it hashtag Tropica. Oh, season is here.
All this island talk is getting me ready, getting the belly full, and getting us in tune for another beach menu meal.
It's a Scottish island.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Yeah, so I don't know if we were at the islands or in Scotland, but when the craving hits nonetheless, and especially when the nacho craving hits, then you can still get your fix in a healthier way, right? And that's happening right now. We're talking about cauliflower nachos, which are wholesome and hearty, and it's one of the tastiest ways to enjoy veg. And here to show us how is the G-Man.
Well, we're going to do it together, my
We're
friend.
doing this together.
Do it together.
Yes, man.
I love this. I absolutely love cauliflower done this way. Spice it up a little bit, give it some smoky flavors. You could even
it's
go
a
the route
vibe,
of some
yeah?
curry flavor, like some curry powder, but it just lends itself to this kind of flavor profile. It gets a beautiful nuttiness when you roast it. It's going to be delicious, and of course we're ramping it up with some beautiful nutrient kind of rich
Say
ingredients
no
as
more.
well. But
I've seen
let me
some
start
interesting
with the
things with the cauli, man, because it's becoming like a hero ingredient, literally a replacement for meat, which is great. The texture, the crunch, and like you see, when you add those spices, you got something absolutely special, man.
Yeah, man, it's got a beautiful umami kind of flavor. And I mean, I use that word a lot because I suppose when we're cooking vegetarian, you're always in search of the umami flavor.
Yeah, you
How can
are.
I make this feel sort of like I'm eating meat? And cauli, there's a reason why it lends itself to cauli rice and to cauli puree and all sorts of things that get used in a high-protein diet because it's a good veg for that. So what we got going here, this has been the star, the undercover star of the
What
year.
is
It's
that?
garlic powder, dude.
Ooh, yeah.
Have you noticed how often our chefs
We've been
are
using it a
garlic
lot, yeah,
powder?
and it makes a big impact. It's not as overpowering as you'd think as well, but it has that
Completely.
perfect balance. Brings it together like glue, to be honest.
A little bit of paprika coming in. You can use a smoked paprika. There's some beautiful kind of smoky and that. You want a bit of bite. I obviously love
I
a
do,
little
and
bit
you
of
know
heat.
why? For me, the smokiness adds to that sort of, we call it a barbecue overseas, but over here we call it a braai. But it adds to that sort of like flace sort of feel and that texture that you want to get, right?
That being said, you could slice this collie up into cross sections, into sheets, and do it on the braai. I know
Butterfly
Carl,
it.
and Mr. Wastekins always does it on the braai. He's a big veggie braaier.
Okay.
He says that it lends itself beautifully
Changing
to
the
that
game
as well. Okay, and then it's as easy as that, guy. We just put it into the oven for about 15 minutes. You just want to track it, watch it as it crisps up. You want all those little kind of beautiful, crispy, crunchy bits, because why are we making nachos? You need a bit of crunch with nacho, man.
Of course.
So this puppy's going into the oven, 15 minutes, and then you can start creating.
All right, so once you're done with that, G, we're going to start layering, and I love the fact that we're using so much color, because this is synonymous of that siesta feel. Viva el Mexico!
How many places are you going to take us to this morning, man?
We're all over the world, and
Can we
that's
go
why
to
we had
Guatemala?
rainbow nations, rainbow colors. So obviously we've got some collie, which you've just taken out of the roasting section. So I'm not going to use all of it, G. We're going to do a little layer sensation.
I love that.
So make our first layer. We're popping in some collie over there. Mix it up with our beautiful ingredients. So we've got some beans. Pop
Just
that in there.
stock standard, and also
Yeah.
you know, good for the system as well.
Incredibly good for the system. I mean, you're getting some good fats, some good minerals coming through from there as well. And we've got some corn going in. Notice the layering, notice the technique, I must say.
And again, that's a nice kind of textural element there as well.
Yeah.
The tomato kind of, that's replacing the salsa. I like that.
Okay, and then obviously just a little bit of onion. Sprinkle that around there. That also caramelizes
Again,
nicely.
think texture, and that's going to get a lovely sweet profile. And
then we've got some jalapeno on a stick.
Yay! Absolutely love jalapenos.
Okay,
And this
so
is
it's
nice.
not done. It's not
too
done
hot.
yet, yes? So this is just layer one. Now, pop some cheese on that, right? Ooh. So we got our beautiful cheese coming through, just a nice layer of that. And then we're literally going to do this all again, G. So we're going on for like a second round. Let that all kind of melt in there. It's going to like pop up, crisp up. And on top of this, let me not forget, we're talking about our double cream, which is going to go perfectly with this one, right? So can you imagine when the two combine together? We've got this first layer. I will again add another layer of my cauliflower on top of this. Go through the process again. Let it stack up. And then you've got that option of dining with something special, and that's the Clover Bliss, right? And it's a double cream yogurt.
Man.
It's guaranteed deliciousness. It's creamy. It's got the indulgence. It's got the balance. All the flavors that you need. I see you can't even resist. You're really stuck into that.
I'm going to remove the Dania. Let's get ourselves a little taster.
While you're cutting that up, G, let me just talk about this, because it's not just the fact that we can dip and serve that clover, but it's also the creaminess that comes with it, right? And that's something that I think is perfect. It's perfect for snacking even, in between wanting to serve something which is savory or anything that completes a dish. This is the perfect pairing for it. And I see you've got the perfect serve there too. Got chef style.
It's looking good, man. I'll try to
nice.
include, the key with something like this is you want to try and include as many flavor elements as possible.
Yeah.
The clover double, I think, is the perfect for this, because it's going to be creamy, but with a bit of a tang. And why I love the bliss, obviously you're getting a beautiful quality yogurt, but I think the counterbalance here with the slightly spicy nacho and the beautiful creaminess is going to be perfect.
Check it, I know. I knew you couldn't resist. I thought you were going to
replacing the sour cream, yeah.
Of course, you can get this recipe expresso.com. It's the perfect way to entertain, and I think it's a social meal too. I mean, while G's tuck into that and trying not to just lose himself in a dream, look at the fun you can have with this, and you can get a variety of flavors and a variety of colors, but that means that you're getting health box ticked, you're getting the flavor box ticked, and of course, you're getting all your guests happy. That box, G, is a tick?
Completely.
Yes.
And there is a little bit of a spice just on the back of your tongue there. Absolutely beautiful flavor profile. The textures in there are amazing. And it does taste like a healthy version of nachos. So if you want a guilt-free nachos, this is exactly how we created this beautiful cauliflower nacho plate.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Don't go to Umashonisa, uzozola. Do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money choices seriously? Join Nedbank today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, I'm going to speak specifically right now to our VIPs, the real VVIPs, aged 60 and above. Game has got you covered with a 10% off daily discount in-store every single day. We're not waiting for a special holiday. You can get it today. And Catherine Madley, the Vice President of Marketing at Game, good friend of us on this show, joins us in studio this morning to chat about how age ain't nothing but a 10% off every day for the over 60s. We love the sound of that. And because, let's be honest, who doesn't want to feel 10% younger every single day? We love a discount. And I love the fact that when you guys think about how to create a discount, there is a deeper resonance here. You're either doing it to help someone during a difficult time, to motivate people during a time when they should be thinking more about their budgets. And this specifically, this area focuses on our 60s and over. Why did you decide to give them 10% every day?
So, Graham, it was actually quite an interesting story. I mean, most retailers have a Pensioners' Day that they've had for decades. We've had one on a Wednesday for many, many years, but it was always a Wednesday, and it used to be called Pensioners' Day, but this is not Pensioners' Day. This is the over 60s, because the world has changed dramatically for over 60s. It's actually something to aspire towards.
It's the new 40, it really is. If you watch TED Talks, 60 is the new 40.
Absolutely, absolutely. And people that get to that point, they deserve to get something more. So there was a spectrum of thought surrounding this move. The first thought that came to us was, in the SASSA grant side of our business, we've got the different SASSA days. As you all know, you've got the Pensioners' Day, and then you've got the Child Grant Day, and then you've got the other grant day. So there's 3 or 4 grant days a month that we cater for that customer. And our Ops Director, Duval van Rijn, said to me, Catherine, there are people that are getting their Pensioners' Grant, and it's not on a Wednesday, and they're not getting their 10% off. We need to help them.
We need parity, yes.
Yes, we need parity if it's falls on a Thursday or a Tuesday or whatever. And then we started to observe customers, the over 60s, getting quite involved in their grandchildren's back to varsity.
The matriarch takes care of the family.
Takes care of the family. So we started to observe that. Then, of course, people that are over 60, most of them are not retired. Graham. So we don't call them pensioners. People want to work for longer. People are living a lot longer.
They're just hitting their straps sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. So they've just earned the right to get it every single day. So we moved it and shifted it to every single day. If you're over 60, you are our VVIP, and you get 10% off at Game. And it's just been so well received, and we're delighted.
I can certainly understand why. And this takes nothing away from all of the other wonderful deals and promotions and things that you've got kind of in that basket as well. So if you're clever and you plan properly, you can score, and you can score big. How am I eligible? Do I need to sign up? Do I need a over 60s card? How do I make sure that I capitalize on the discounts?
Yeah, so you just sign up at any of the games throughout South Africa, and they'll give you a special card. All you need is your ID document to prove that you're over. I mean, like you say, some over 60s look 40.
If you look at Instagram, very few meet that criteria.
Yes, every single day at any game.
I absolutely love it. And then you've just got to deal with every family member coming to you every time they need to buy something, which begs the question, are all items kind of covered by this 10% discount? Does it only pertain to certain buys?
It excludes certain items. So items that are heavily marked down, it excludes cell phones, it excludes VAS products. It does have terms and conditions. It's up to 3,000 off.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so it is capped.
Cumulative, that is massive.
It's massive. It is massive.
Let's get into the difference, because I know you, like you say, you really do take a lot of time kind of understanding what is going on within your market's world, why they need discounts on certain days, as you've explained. What sort of a difference has this made in terms of the reaction that you've been getting? How are people embracing this?
So, I mean, one of the really big things about the over 60s is that they've supported Game for decades.
Yeah.
I mean, game was born in 1970 in Durban, and it grew throughout the continent. And game has gone through quite a big change over the last 2 years. And South Africans really need to come to game to see what the new game looks like, Graham. It's a completely overhauled. It's a brand new shop. It's got new departments.
It's an experience.
It's such an experience. And there's things there that you've never seen before. If you haven't been to game for a year even, come and see it, because it's completely changed. It's completely overhauled. But these customers have stood the test of time and come on the journey with us. So we want to honour that and respect that by giving them the reward for being our loyal customers for all the years, through the highs and lows. And now game is really, you know, formidable. It is absolutely formidable.
What you're going to do is use that 10% to fit a home gym at your house, and you're going to take another 10% off your age in terms of how you look on Instagram.
Exactly.
Absolutely love it. I think this is a beautiful initiative and really well thought out. It speaks volumes about how much you actually do care about the people who've walked this journey with you. And as you say, these are lifelong customers that deserve that recognition. Thank you so much. I might not quite be there yet to get my 10%, but luckily there are a host of other amazing opportunities for you to score at game. And I used to think of game as only my big ticket item place to get a good TV at a great deal, but now your whole lifestyle can be managed in one space, from the daily items to those big ticket items, and there's always a deal on offer. So if you are over 60 and above, and now you are having that light bulb moment, yes, you do qualify for that 10% daily discount. You just need to sign up, so you can shop at any game store nationwide for unbeatable prices right across the board. And remember, store opening hours Monday to Friday from 9 until 6, Saturday from 9 until 5, and then Sunday and public holidays from 9 until 4. If you're over 60, go and sign up today and buy something special, not for anyone else in your family, just for you. Kath, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Well, the time now, 2 minutes before 7 o'clock. Time to have another look at those news headlines, starting on the national front. South Africa faces several hurdles in encouraging people to move to electric vehicles, but the government is working on new incentives to address this, says Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. He said historically, two of the biggest issues for electric cars in the country have been range anxiety and power supply. He said range anxiety has been dramatically alleviated in recent years with the provisioning and upgrading of over 200 charging stations throughout the country. However, it still remains a key challenge that the government is engaging with stakeholders to resolve. Then staying on the local front, the Free State High Court has dismissed with cost suspended African National Congress, ANC, Secretary General Ace Magashule and co-accused applications to have corruption charges in the asbestos matter dropped. Now, this comes after Magashule and his co-accused questioned the validity of the corruption and fraud charges leveled against them, insisting that they be dropped. The court yesterday dismissed the applications with costs, saying applications by Magashule and his co-accused are premature and should wait for trial court. Then looking to news further abroad, a Ukrainian man is garnering global praise after he drove a van full of kangaroos and wallabies out of a shelled zoo to safety. The Feltman Eco Park in the hard-hit city of Kharkiv is working to evacuate all its animals after weeks of deadly attacks by Russian forces. Now, some staff members were killed by shells while feeding animals in their enclosures. Officials say the animals, which have survived attacks, are hungry and scared. The Feltman Eco Park is home to some 5,000 animals and more than 300 species. Then a summit bringing Israel together with Egypt, Morocco, Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates is taking place in the Negev desert in Israel. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is also taking part in the meeting, which is expected to focus on the revival of the Iran nuclear deal and the war in Ukraine. Foreign ministers from the aforementioned countries have traveled to Israel for the event. This is viewed by political observers as a sign of their commitment to a new relationship with Israel. And then a runner in a California half marathon set a Guinness World Record when he completed the race in 2 hours and 19 minutes. This while pushing his 4-year-old quintuplets in a stroller. Yes, you heard that right. Now, 40-year-old Chad Kemple was among the thousands of runners who took part in Oakland's Running Festival, which returned to in-person races for the first time since 2019 on Sunday. Kemple couldn't be missed on the half marathon, of course, as he pushed roughly 109 kilograms in a special 5-seater stroller for the 21 kilometers through Oakland. His wife, Amy, rode a bicycle alongside him and the kids so she could be on hand to help with the children if needed. But the running team sailed through the race in a record time. Kemple said, and I quote, "While I was out there, I was thinking about what the kids went through when Amy was pregnant with them, and then what Amy went through, and it really showed me that anything is possible." Is it a super dad or super mad? Well, you be the judge of that. And that is where I leave your 7 o'clock news headlines. I will be back on the top of the hour, but right now, here is another look at the sports update with G.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's kick it off with our footballing news ahead of tonight's clash. France's manager, Didier Deschamps, has confirmed that France's star player, Kylian Mbappe, is indeed fit to play against South Africa in their international friendly tonight. The PSG striker missed his country's 2-1 victory over the Ivory Coast last Friday night due to a throat infection. Deschamps did not confirm whether or not the 23-year-old would start against Hugo Bross's side, but there was an indication that Mbappe is likely to earn his 54th cap for Les Bleus. Meanwhile, Hugo Bross has confirmed the likes of Enyiko Mobi and Fakhri Lakay. They'll have a chance to show their qualities. Then on to cricket. South Africa's Test captain Dean Elgar said he was, quote, comfortable with the decision of some key players to make themselves unavailable for their Test series against Bangladesh. That kicks off this Thursday. South Africa will go into the Bangladesh series without their whole frontline fast bowling attack, that being Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngidi and Marco Jansen, as well as the injured Anrich Nokia. South Africa will also be without batsman Aiden Markram and Rassie van der Dussen. Earlier this month, Elgar made headlines calling for players contracted to the Indian Premier League to put country ahead of club, but it looks like for most, money still talks. Then let's turn to last night's stellar rugby display from, in particular, Suleiman Hartzenberg, who scored 2 late tries as the UCT Ikeys claimed a thrilling 44-27 victory over their arch rivals Marties in the 500th edition of the Varsity Cup. So an incredible milestone there for the competition. And both sides played the game at a pretty lively tempo, with Marties going into the halftime break with a 17-10 lead. Then Hartzenberg stole the show in that second 40 to ensure a historic win for UCT. Meanwhile, Tuks had to work pretty hard for their 39-24 bonus point win against a plucky Wits side, while Shimlas, they finished strongly to record a 37-26 bonus point victory against UJ. So those results see Marties still top in the table, ahead of Shimlas, UCT and Tuks chasing hard. And then finally, on to athletics. Monet de Klerk announces her name on the college scene in a big way. She opened her 2022 campaign over the weekend by breaking her own national under-20 women's shot put record. So competing in her first collegiate season as a freshman now at the University of Oregon, de Klerk, with discus in hand, produced a 54.22-meter heave to win the discus throw competition in California on Saturday. The 18-year-old rising star added nearly a meter to her own national junior mark at 53.50 meters. She had then she bagged that silver medal for that throw at last year's World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi. Now, de Klerk, the World Junior Shot Put champion as well, again showed her versatility by winning the shot put contest as well at the Aztec Invitational with an impressive throw of 17.04 meters. An incredible effort there. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. We'll touch on them again at 8 o'clock. Let's bring you up to speed on the weather front.
Thanks so much, Gina. Now, time to take a look at the weather, and at least 3 people have lost their lives after a snow squall led to a multi-vehicle pileup on Pennsylvania Highway in the U.S. yesterday. Now, some 20 people were rushed to hospitals, and about 40 vehicles were involved on Interstate 81, and this was said by John Blickley, the Emergency Management Coordinator for Schuylkill or Schuylkill County. Now, as the squall made visibility virtually impossible and the roads extremely slippery, over 24 fire companies responded to the accident where multiple vehicles were on fire. Now, all lanes of the highway were later closed near the crash site, and a snow squall warning for the county in Pennsylvania was in place until 1:30 p.m. Now, the National Weather Service did have the following to say as well. Now, a snow squall is an intense period of moderate to heavy snowfall or limited duration that is accompanied by strong, gusty surface winds and possible lightning. Now, meanwhile, a strong Arctic front moved across New York and New England regions yesterday, bringing snow squalls that led to treacherous road conditions. Now, our thoughts are definitely with those dealing with these inclement conditions, but back on our own shores, we look to the skies as we showcase more of the stunning sunrise images captured by you, our incredible viewers. Now, Clive Payne from St. Helena Bay captured this fantastic shot while out on the water on a fishing boat. What a lovely way to start your day. And hopefully you caught something too, because wow, what a majestic vision of a dream that would be if you coupled those two together. Now, Jay Hamble Governor took this absolutely beautiful silhouetted photo at 5:30 in the morning, just as the sky begins to lighten up, showing off these great burnt hues on the horizon. It's like watching a movie. Mzansi, as always, you're stepping it up and making us so grateful for you sending these pictures in, because we absolutely love seeing how you wake up wherever you are in the country. So let's just do that and check in with the rest of the country and see the temperatures for the day. Starting off at Polokwane, where your low is 12 and the high is 26 for the day. Umabela sees the day starting at 15, moving up to 29 degrees. Pretoria, 15, moving up to 27. And Johannesburg, 12, moving up to 25 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, the day starting at 14, moving up to 27 degrees. Klerksdorp sees very similar conditions, 13, moving up to 29. Kimberley, a nice sunny day from 15, moving up to 30 degrees Celsius. And Bloemfontein, the day starts at 12, moving up to a nice warm 28 degrees. In Richards Bay, your day starting at 21, moving up to a warm 33 degrees. And Pietermaritzburg following suit, 16, moving up to 34 degrees Celsius. Durban sees the sunny skies continue, 20, moving up to 31. And Mthatha, sunny skies, 14, moving up to 35 degrees Celsius. Moving over to East London, your day starting at 21, moving up to a nice warm 35 degrees. Cradock sees the day starting at 18, moving up to 33. Berga, 17, moving up to 28. The rain does continue on your side of town, but I'm assuming that is very welcomed considering the dam levels in your part of the world. George sees a low of 15, moving up to 26. And then moving over to the mother city, a very different tone for you. 60, moving up to 18 with some rain coming through. Worcester, the rain continues, 11, moving up to 25. Sutherland, a chilly 6 degrees to start the day, but it warms up all the way to 22. And Uppington, 18, moving up to a nice warm 33 degrees Celsius. All right, Mzansi, again, thank you so much for sending those pictures in. I absolutely love it. We'll see you in the next hour with some more weather. It's time to catch up with the rest of the team.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ryle. Yeah, inclement weather right across the country today. Let's hope that won't affect our next event, the Global Charity Run, where thousands of people literally around the entire world start running at the exact same time. It's back. Wings for Life World Run returns on the 8th of May this year, connecting all runners virtually through their pretty advanced running app.
That is amazing. And the run is a global charity event with a unique and fun format where the virtual finish line chases you. And in aid of Wings for Life Foundation, 100% of the full entry fee goes to the foundation, whose ultimate goal is to find a cure for spinal cord injuries.
It is brilliant. We've seen it in action before, and with us to chat about this amazing run and the foundation and the work that they're doing and his own experiences is Wings for Life World Run Ambassador Sandile Mkhize. Sandile, great to connect with you, my friend. How are you?
I'm all right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so excited that the event is back, and I'm sure it's going to be embraced by more than ever before, because I think during lockdown, people discovered that they love to get out and run.
Yeah.
But I want to get a bit of your background. Sandile, maybe you can talk us through your story and how you've been affected by this experience.
Yeah, sure. So in 2013, I was involved in a motorcycle accident which left me paralyzed from the chest down. And, you know, of course, after countless, months and years in rehab and in hospitals, I actually heard about the Wings for Life World Run, and I did my very first race in 2016. Now, for me, as you can imagine, somebody who was kind of isolated and sort of rediscovering my journey, post-accident, I joined this event, I found thousands and thousands of people that not only look like me, but people who are also just, supporting people with spinal cord injuries and raising money to find a cure. And then once I learned more about the Wings for Life World Run and, the fact that all of the money that they raise goes towards funding research projects to, find a cure for spinal cord injury, they've had me from there. So ever since then, I've been doing it every single year. Of course, with, the pandemic and COVID, it's had to move now to a hybrid event where there's in-person events, but there's also an app run, which we'll be doing here in South Africa. However, it is a spectacular race. Everybody starts at the exact same time around the world, and yeah.
What a spectacular setup.
I love the fact that the finish line chases you in this race. That's terrifying. But it sounds like you found your tribe with this community, which makes me so happy, man.
Yes, and Sandile, I mean, you mentioned you did it for the first time in 2016. Now, with this experience, what makes this run so special for you?
Well, I think it's basically, we're looking at what the end goal is, right? And of course, finding a cure for spinal cord injury, as I was talking to my friend Alvin Knight about, is that this is something that humans do at such a large scale, and they do it all around the world at the exact same time. So finding a cure for spinal cord injury, of course, would be, an amazing scientific and medical achievement. However, if we look at, the kids or people in future that would not have to suffer the same trauma that some of us have suffered in order, to live a particular life, I think that's where the real magic is, because, we'll be saving families a lot of pain. And yeah, I just think this is like something really important, and obviously it's close to my heart, because once we solve this problem, I think the world will be better for it.
Oh, completely. But we've got to obviously live through the time until then. And you spoke about your own feelings of isolation going through this phase of rehabilitation and, as you said, finding yourself again. Why was it so important for you to become an ambassador for what you are trying to achieve? Who are you trying to affect, and how are you trying to change the way they see the world?
Not to be hyperbolic, but honestly, I'm trying to affect as many people as I can. Well, for example, thank you for you guys as well for having us on the show, is that it exposes people to, the proximity of disability or spinal cord injury that people would not have otherwise.
Sure.
So, for example, I think, the more awareness that one shares, the more you're able to change people's minds and get people to understand that there's more than one way to be human.
Yeah.
So there's not only this experience that you're going through, there's other people going through different experiences. And through sort of empathy and compassion, not only do we become all better people, but, we're able to sort of help each other where it's needed, because deep down, I think everybody's going through something. So it's always wonderful that, you're able to connect in that regard.
Yeah.
I
love that you mention empathy and compassion, because that's so true. And you know what? You are on the Feel Good Breakfast show. We are live right now. You can use this moment now if you have a specific message for anyone that is maybe in a similar situation to you, just to give them that little bit of encouragement.
Yeah, hey, I think we've all sort of been through, challenging times, especially, with the recent pandemic. Of course, I am going to try hint people to move towards signing up for the Wings for Life World Run. But more importantly, it's about getting outside, getting that fresh air and getting some oxygen, in your brain. And, I think that's the starting point. Once you're able to do that, and then you'll realize that, especially, what I normally do, especially in these runs, is I treat it as a form of active meditation. So what that basically does for me is that it reminds me that a lot of the times the things that we're struggling with, it's more in our brains rather than in our realities.
Sure.
So just take a breather. Don't be too hard on yourself. Write things down if you need to, and come join us at the Wings for Life World Run. And yeah, I can almost guarantee you that, tomorrow's not going to be as bad as today.
I love you for saying that, my friend. Because of people like you, I found it impossible to use the term disabled a long time ago, and I only use the term differently abled because you are quite clearly out there doing things that I am not capable of doing. So thank you so much for being that voice and being a part of a community that now connects to the entire globe. Sandile, enjoy it, my friend. Stay injury-free and soak up the time with the rest of your tribe, my brother. Been so good connecting with you this morning. Thank you.
No, thank you guys so much, and thank you to the entire Expresso family as well. We cannot wait to see you all on the 8th of May. So yeah, have a wonderful day, brother.
We have enough time to train now till the 8th of May.
Now, you do your events
To get fit.
untrained, girl. That's your style. Is you just get on the bike and go, man. So we'll do it. I love the fact that the entire world is connected by this amazing event.
And we will be connecting with chiropractor Dr. Claire Lodge a little bit later to speak about back injuries, something Graham has suffered from himself, so you do not want to miss out on this very important chat.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue in this health tip to look at the health of our spine. Oh, something that gets a major eye roll from me. You guys have been privy to my own journey in this space. So many of us in the studio, so many of us in this country get affected by this daily. Millions of people, in fact, across the globe are affected by back pain every single day. So beyond living with the pain itself, this kind of condition can diminish your quality of life considerably, causing you to miss work and social activities and prevent you from being able to accomplish even simple everyday tasks. Even as I say that, I want to throw up in my mouth a little bit because it is so true. It affects you so much. And this morning, thankfully, we are joined by chiropractor Dr. Claire Lodge as we touch on spinal health as well as more serious spinal injuries a little bit later. But right now, Doc, we're going to talk about spinal health. I can joke about this now because with this amazing studio family of mine, we've all been through it. In one way or another, I didn't realize how many people are affected by back pain.
Definitely.
It's like the modern human condition. So let's start with the anatomy itself, and I see you brought a little friend with you.
Yes.
Have you named your spine?
It is called Fred.
Hello, Fred. Welcome to the Green Couch, my friend. Great to have you here. What areas of the spine are most susceptible to injury? I know it's a sliding scale, but where do we find the hotspots are really
So, I
generally?
mean, with regards to that sliding scale, you know, the weight variability from the top to the bottom, understandably, the bottom has so much more pressure and strain. So that is something that is taken into consideration when you think about the structures that can get injured along the spine.
Exactly.
So if you, going back to anatomy, thinking about, you know, you've got your neck over here, which is your cervical spine, you've got your thoracic spine going through here, then you've got your lumbar spine, and like I said, that's got the most pressure going through it. When it comes to structures that can get injured, there's many bits and bobs that can...
It's nuanced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking at the back here, you can see how complicated things are. So you've got all your bony elements, which you can obviously fracture. You've got all of these joints in here, all along the spine, that can get injured. They've got ligaments that can get strained, or sprained, rather. You've got all the muscles that are attaching, which you can't see on this.
And it is
you know, and
such
that
a
can
lattice
just
of
exactly.
connectors,
You know,
yeah.
and you've got all of the nerves that can also get injured. And then, for example, up here at the top, you've got your blood vessels going through certain elements of your spine. So, I mean, the body's just insane about
I mean, so many of the body's functions, physical functions, come together in the spine. And I think so the big learning curve for me is like spine informs muscle and tissue informs spine. And it's like two-way dynamic that you often don't really think about. But one thing I am hyper aware of, there are ways that you can prevent injuries. What are some of the reasons why we get injuries in the spine? Why can't it do the job sometimes?
So, I mean, sometimes one of the first things that we generally think about is posture.
Yeah.
You know.
I do try.
You know, and it's definitely, it plays a role, but it's maybe not always the biggest contributing factor. So bigger contributing factors is how we move our bodies. You know, so do we exercise? Do we not? When we do work, are we picking up heavy objects? That sort of thing, and how you are picking those heavy objects. So being conscious about how you move your body is very important, because as you've learned probably through rehab and injuries and things like that. Exactly.
And you're constantly fighting it. I honestly, I can relate to anyone who has gone through this journey. I used to laugh at sportsmen taking a year off to recover from a serious injury. 2 years down the line, I'm still trying to figure out what to do about my back. It really is crazy. So that being said, I'm sure you've got a vast experience in helping people in this space, and I'm sure it must be quite intuitive, but what can we do to strengthen our backs and look after ourselves? What should we have like a 5-step thing in our mind when we get up or sit down, when we walk? How do you approach your own kind of spinal health?
I mean, I can sympathize with you, because last year I went through a spat of lower back pain, and it really is, like you said, debilitating. I was grumpy, couldn't, you can't even think. You can't
I'm sorry
focus.
if I'm grumpy, everyone. Okay, we know. So
You know,
how do
so
you
it's-
then proactively look after the health of your spine?
So going back to keeping the body moving, my philosophy is movement is medicine. So when you are exercising, you've got to listen to your body about rest. You've got to know when to do active rest versus just absolutely
Just
nothing.
chill.
Yeah. You know, balancing that mobility, strengthen, you know, stretching it out, making sure that you're warming up when you are exercising. Those are very important things.
And any person with a back injury right now is trying to remember the last time they warmed up their back before they did something physical. But there are, to get, you know, not to be too negative, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and many people within my little community in this back pain world have recovered fully. You've just got to look after yourself, read and listen to your own body. The doc ain't going nowhere. We're going to continue to talk about spinal injuries and get to the more extreme end of that scale in just a moment.
Beautiful conversation, and don't worry, the doc will be back with another conversation, and of course we are going to build a stronger back and upper body muscles, and as well as the back muscles. Now specifically, they are not only key for balancing the body, but they are also your best defense against pain and injury for years to come. Now if you spend a lot of time seated at a desk, which I know a lot of you do, then fitting in regular home back workouts can help pull your shoulder blades back, keep you upright, and improve your posture. I'm saying yes to all of that, so we've got our personal trainer, Heinrich Besson, the man who has legs coming out of his arms. He's here to show us how it's done. And we're joined by Jemily Dumber, too. How are we doing?
Am I not the luckiest person, like the luckiest female I see right now? The fastest man in sand, the tallest human being ever, so I'm ready for a workout.
All right, well, with that intro, my man, take it away. What do you got for us? Because every time I'm working out with you, there's something different, something unique. And we always think we need like a pull-up bar to gym our back, but you got a cool hack for us, right?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let's got to recover from that intro. That was pretty stimulating. So let's move beyond that. We're going to first of all have a look at our bands. So the whole point of today's workout is to be utilizing the bands. We'll also use some of the movements without the bands to show everybody at home that you can do something even if you have absolutely nothing around.
Nice. Perfect. Okay.
So we're going to start off, let's put the band, again, you can use any form of resistance band, but generally one that is a bit stretchy, so you can kind of get into squeezing your shoulder blades.
All right.
So you're going to place the band for me on underneath one of the feet.
Okay.
The main thing is that the foot that is holding the band down, that's the one you're kind of going to be gripping on and sort of be pushing all your weight down. The other leg is slightly bent at the back. Your posture is up, your chest is up, whilst you're keeping your core engaged. Now, all we're doing is you're squeezing your shoulder blades. So we're going to be pulling the hands towards the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades as tight as possible, and releasing back down again. So it's more about controlling the movement in the shoulder blades as opposed to just pulling for the sake of pulling the band up and getting just movement going.
I can literally feel that. I don't know about you, Jamie, but if I don't concentrate on my shoulder blade, I just feel it in my arms. If I actually focus on that movement and putting my shoulder blades together, oh, there we go. That's it. That's the burn we want.
I love that you mentioned control as well, because as you pull up, you can also just feel that core muscles working, which is also something we want to benefit from, right?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's one of those things where you got to understand with the back, back, you've got to contract your shoulder blades generally to move your rhomboids. Okay?
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to be placing the same thing. So obviously for that is a double arm movement. Okay, so now we're going to move to single arm and a slightly wider angle. Okay. So from there, same principle. You're just going to drive the elbow towards the outside and you're going to pull and again keep your shoulder blades fairly square. So you don't want to necessarily pull and twist the back too much in this instance. You want to control the movement, pull, squeeze the shoulder blades, release, pull and squeeze the shoulder blades, and release.
Oh, there we go.
Again,
That's
this you can also do without the band. Again, it's really just about ensuring you move your back. So if you're standing, you can start off with, again, bend position, this time both feet fairly close together, and you're just pulling and squeezing. You're puffing your chest out, ensuring that your shoulder blades squeeze back.
I see you've got quite an interesting hand movement there as well. I mean, is that intentional?
Generally, I just personally find that if you rotate your wrists, it gets into the back a slight bit easier. It's not a must, it's not a necessity, but I just find you can actually contract it a little bit more.
It's a good guide, though, because it's kind of forcing that efficiency and forcing the correct movement. I mean, it's quite easy to go straight, get the elbows quite wide. I like that cue, man. It's just kind of making sure that we get that movement locked down and get the best bang for our buck. And hopefully looking like this, too.
Yeah. That's okay. Goal, yeah.
That's all I'm about. I'm like, how did I get this, man? I'm like, the man's got bell bottoms on his arms and his hip is so tight, like a slim fit. Anyway, let's carry on because I want to find out more.
So we're going to go into a planking position. So you're going to be supine on the floor. So again, for this, we're not going to utilize the band at all. You're going to be in a plank position, again, on the hands, not on the elbows, that being said. So your first aim is to ensure that the back stays flat, good posture. From there, we're going to rotate and pull the elbow up one arm at a time, so alternating arms. Let's start with the right arm first. So as you're rowing up, ensure your hips stay nice and square. So you're going up, rotate the elbow, boom, back down, control, alternate, back down, control.
Nice low impact.
Alternate, control. So again, you want to be wary of not necessarily twisting the whole body square.
Yeah.
You want to really just isolate in and around that shoulder blade.
Jamie, how are you doing? Because I remember a year or two ago, you would just fall flat on your face when you tried this. And now, look at you.
The shame. Just because you're the fastest man doesn't mean you need to come for me. No, actually, I love the fact that it's low impact, that everyone can do it at home. You don't need the bands, like you said. So it really is really good. And the fact that, again, I'm all about core work. I think that people often, neglect the core work, but this is something that can do and incorporate the entire body, so I'm here for it.
I love that element, just what you said, the fact that we're getting extra stimulation. Yeah, we're gymming the back, but we're forcing that posterior chain, anterior chain to be contracted at the same time, and we're working more muscles than just the back. So good bang for our buck. Mzansi, if you're trying this exercise at home, how many reps are you going to go for?
I would say, if you're doing your rows, let's go for conservative between 16 and 20 alternating reps, and you can do anywhere between 3 and 4 rounds.
Beautiful. And what is that, a full workout already?
I mean, if you're doing it as a collective, you can use that as your back workout. Again, I'd say if you're doing certain movements, single arm movements, you can work between that 10 to 15 rep range. If you're doing double arm movements, you can work between that 15-20 rep range. If you're doing your rows, again, between 16 and 20 and 3 to 4 rounds.
How are you feeling over there, Jamie?
I'm feeling good. The only question I have for both of you is, okay, we've seen the fastest man in sand. We've seen the tallest man in sand. Who has
Am I officially the tallest?
The tallest man.
Okay.
Who has the best abs between the two of you? I think we need to show because, like, we need
You want me to go up against this?
Come on.
Yeah, what do you say, bro?
Just show.
Why not? So I've got 1, 2, 3.
Okay, 1,
And
2, 3.
I get paid for this. You are welcome.
Listen, Jamie, you always get it right. Oh, well, listen, we are now in for another treat because singer-songwriter Dominic Sherrill, he is ready to set it off with a trio of moving musical performances. Please enjoy this one. It's his single called How to Love Again.
She was such a caring soul, caring for the world she owns, waiting for him all alone. The feelings crept inside her soul. Still he sat and waited long to show her how to love again. And oh, will you show me? Will you show me? Show me how to love again. Only time can make it show for feelings that were once too strong. to love again. Oh, will you show me? Will you show me how to love again? Only time can make you choke for feelings that were once too strong. Let's meet again, rewrite our ends, 'cause all I need is just a friend to show me how to love again. 'Cause oh, will you show me? Will you show me how to love again? Oh, will you show me? Will you show me how to love again? How to love again? 'Cause oh, will you show me? Will you show me how to love again? Oh, will you show me? Will you show me how to love again? Oh, will you show me? Will you show me how to love again?
Dominic, on your Feel Good Breakfast show, that was an incredible performance, and I promised you it's going to be a treat. That was the first of 3, so don't go anywhere. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso.
Only you can make my day.
Simple as CBD should be.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue our health chat this morning with a special focus on the spinal cord. And it is, as you understand it, designed to relay messages between the brain and the rest of the body. It plays such a vital role. A spinal cord injury may then result in loss of some essential functions if nerves can't connect. And this morning we are joined by chiropractor Dr. Claire Lodge as we learn more about spinal injuries. We've spoken about back pain, which I'm now convinced is the new human condition. Call it the sedentary lifestyle, whatever you want. But unfortunately, there are people grappling with far greater injuries on the higher end of that spectrum. And this is where obviously the work becomes really interesting for you, I would imagine, as well. Let's talk about some of the more common spinal injuries that are affecting people. Talk me through that kind of scale of severity, if you will.
So when it comes to spinal injuries, it definitely depends on the structures that we were talking about earlier. At what level or what kind of structure is damaged. So on a more minor scale, you can get a severe muscle strain, you can get a disc injury, which is sort of going down that scale. And as the disc injuries, and by a disc injury, what I mean is you've got a herniation or a bulge that is pushing on the nerve or going into the canal at the back, and it's pushing on the spinal cord. And that is one of those feelings that you get with the sensations going down the legs or the arms.
Yeah, down your sciatic nerve.
We call it radicular symptoms. Then, you know, on a more severe scale, you get a spinal cord injury. And that is something that is completely different. It's on a different scale.
So how does that differ? What is going on within the body when the spinal cord itself is damaged? What knock-on effect takes place?
So a spinal cord injury is when there's damage to the actual spinal cord or the nerves that come out of the spine. So the spinal cord ends at about this level over here, which is L1, L2, and it essentially then becomes something that we call the chordae equina, which is sort of like a horsetail. So you've got all of these nerves that just come down through the spinal canal and exit at their levels that is necessary. And any level in the spine can get injured. So the higher the injury, the more severe the possible fallout is.
Okay.
Because imagine if your spinal cord gets severed over here.
Oh, the knock-on effect then.
You're definitely not going to be able to move your legs.
Sure.
You might have some loss in function in your arms. It all depends. Every single level
Forget about
has a specific
network of
function.
nerves that come out at each level.
Definitely.
Wow.
And you'll get common symptoms in spinal cord injuries such as bladder and bowel control. They've got issues with that, digestive tract issues, because all these nerves supply not only the muscles in your limbs, but your whole organ system.
And why we are pushing so hard for spinal cord injury treatment options that take us beyond where we are. But the medicine has gone pretty far in terms of how you can treat it as a chiropractor, as a bio. There are ways that you can treat spinal cord injury. So how do you approach that? What are some of the more common ways of treating? Is it only rehab, or can you improve the situation?
So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of research that is being done in the field. Which is really great, because we are now edging on that process of starting to heal old spinal injuries, which I think is actually quite spectacular. But going back to just how spinal cord injuries are managed, it is definitely a multidisciplinary approach. So it depends on the type of injury, once again. So it's generally, picked up on the incident or trauma. Generally, that's how these things happen. It needs a fairly blunt force to break something to make that sever. So you'll have your initial clinicians or emergency care doctors that pick it up. Then it goes on to surgeons, specialist neurosurgeons, orthopedic surgeons, and the rehabilitation process is generally with physical therapists such as physios, chiropractors, biokineticists, all that.
And it then becomes a lifelong journey. The doc is not going anywhere. A hugely interesting topic this morning. We are talking about the health of our spine, which we know many people are affected with back pain. But of course, we are drifting into that space of the more extreme spinal cord injuries and what can be done about it. Stick around, the conversation will continue.
Indeed, and every Tuesday we bring you Pharmacy of the Week, which is a short feature that really acknowledges the brave and incredible people working on the front line. Now, this is a way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers during this tiresome pandemic.
Yeah, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. We're going to take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week. Now, it's Polyclinic Pharmacy. It's in J Bay, the Eastern Cape, and it's something you do not want to miss out on. Let's check it out.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
I've been here 12 years now, and you start to learn the people in the community, see what people do. At the end of the day, being part of this community is a privilege. All the odds were stacked against everyone during this pandemic, and at some stage we were faced with a barrage of patients, and we just kept going. Our pharmacy bought a whole number of oxygen machines, and then the community came and they also contributed. We had donations, crowdfunding, patients lent us their machines, etc. So it was a massive combined effort, and that's bravery to me. It doesn't have to be some massive act. It's just doing your thing every day.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
With schools opening again, teachers and parents will face difficult situations, like tummy cramps, teething, pain and fever, scratches and scrapes, allergies and coughs. At Adcock Ingram OTC brings you a wide range of products to help parents take care of those challenges. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Amazing,
It's
amazing.
like living heroes that just never get the recognition they deserve, but at least they get some time up for us to say thank you, right?
Every Tuesday, my heart is so full. So we continue to say thank you to all of those fighting on the front line. We certainly do appreciate all of you.
Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we close out our chat around spine health this morning. Rehabilitation and assistive devices allow many people with spinal cord injuries to lead productive and independent lives. We have met so many advocates here on the show. We are joined once again by chiropractor Dr. Claire Lodge this morning to unpack the serious impact that a spinal injury can have on a person's life. And I also want to delve into, because I've met many amazing chiropractors through my own journey, and delve into the work that you do. But I suppose the one most important question that everyone in the space is asking, is there a cure or is there improvement? Can a person recover to some extent from a spinal cord injury? Now that you've explained that it's not just as simple as the spinal cord severing and it's one way or the other, but that there is a lattice of nerves, that it depends where that injury is occurring on the spinal cord, can a person improve their situation through rehab, through the work that you guys do?
I think that the process of rehabilitation is very important with regards to these injuries. So making sure that the injury is picked up as soon as it can be, that limits the extent of the injury, because then you can, if there is a fracture, you can stabilize it. You can, put certain devices or screws to make sure that things aren't pushing on other things.
You can protect that nerve or protect
exactly.
that cord.
So going from that, then you can start progressing into rehabilitation. And most patients with any kind of spinal cord injury will require some kind of rehabilitation, because it's months of lying on your back. So you're going to have to learn how to
atrophy,
talk to your foot again to walk. It's certain things like that that are really, really important. And like I've mentioned before, with the research that is happening, there are so many advancements with medical profession that there are certain procedures that they are researching to improve that neural connection way after things have healed.
I love the fact that you pointed out that they are returning to old injuries and finding ways to treat that, which is amazing. And hopefully we can help as many people as possible. But I think there must be a very strong mental element to this process as well, where the rehab is vital to pull you out of that isolation, as Sandelia, a gent that we chatted to around Wings for Life, highlighted earlier. As a chiropractor, you get called in for all manner of conditions, I would imagine, some that you're left laughing at, some that you're left scratching your head at. Essentially, what work does a chiropractor do? What do you do?
So a chiropractor mainly deals with musculoskeletal issues. So you coming in with any kind of lower back pain, and I sort of take down the notes that your body is telling me to see where that injury is coming from, where the pain is coming from. Is it actually coming from a little bit higher up, a little bit lower down? The body talks in all of these different...
Transferal. Everything always transfers. Yep. Why is my calf so sore right now? Well, it's because you're L2 and you're, you know. Is it an intuitive process for you? I know you guys obviously study a huge amount and you gain a lot of experience. Do you just read a person? Can you clock a person? Do you need to see the back? Do you need to feel it? Where does your process happen?
So the process starts when they first walk into your office. Obviously, you're looking at how they're standing, filling in their forms, getting up, sitting in the chair. And then you, unintentionally, I guess, but it gives us an image of the process that your body has been through, talking through the medical history, all that sort of stuff gives us an idea of what your body has been through and where it is now and how can we help it going forward.
Let's wrap this up maybe with empathizing with those that are going through the more extreme side of what we've spoken about. How can, in your experience in this space, I know you can't speak from direct experience, but how does a spinal cord injury affect a person's life? Just to let people kind of grasp what's actually going on here.
I think there's a definite emotional, mental, and social component that people often don't think about. It's a major adjustment in your life, regardless of the extent of your injury. You've got to go through this healing process where you're in hospital, and now considering COVID, people haven't been able to visit you, and it's just this huge adjustment, and you're trying to make your life as functional as you can make it. And I think people don't often realize the change that has to happen for you to accept what has gone on.
It's a massive, massive step forward, but there is an entire community, in fact, of people that are working towards that one ultimate goal of improving your quality of life. I think that is the first step, but we are so happy to be a part of that community and spreading the word. Frank, you were awesome, buddy. Thank you so much for pulling through. Hopefully that's given you a couple of gems or just a better understanding of your own spinal health and how you can look after it, because trust me, you want to look after it.
Well, speaking of health, what we put in our bodies is also so important. And with the school holidays in full swing and play dates filling up every parent's schedule, kids' energy levels are high, which means they need to stay fueled throughout the day. Now, the lovely Teresa, she is here to show us how to make a scrumptious lunch every kid will absolutely love. And even better, it will keep them refueled thanks to Black Cat, the energy booster. Teresa, it's always so great to be in the kitchen with you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, who doesn't love Black Cat?
I mean, we grew up with this. We have it on everything. I use it in my baking, my smoothies, and dishes like this, which is so quick and easy to prepare.
I mean, my love for Black Cat goes beyond the peanut butter. It also is because I have 2 little black cats at home, so it's in my DNA.
Absolutely, this is just for you.
Oh, fantastic. So we're about to make some little chicken pop satays.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
absolutely
that sounds
delicious.
good.
And we've used a ready-made chicken pop. You can do them yourself, but otherwise just buy them and prepare them according to the packet instructions.
Okay.
So you can pop them onto the skewers for us.
I'll do that.
And then I'm going to show you how to make this very easy satay sauce. So our Black Cat peanut butter is our hero ingredient. And you're going to pop that into your bowl. And this is very kid-friendly, as you said. I mean, most kids love peanut butter. I know my kids do.
Kids love peanut butter. Adults love peanut butter.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm adding a bit of coconut milk just to loosen it up and thin it out a bit. You can kind of eyeball it and add as much as you need to get a nice smooth sauce.
And can I tell you what's become my new guilty pleasure whenever I'm craving something sweet and it's late at night and you're like, oh, we're not going into the treat cupboard because the treat cupboard is the devil in the house.
Very good.
apples, Granny Smith apples with some peanut butter.
Yes, I do that as well, and a little bit of cinnamon as well.
Oh, I haven't tried the cinnamon. I just
You must try that because it also curbs your appetite a little bit, and it's got that comforting flavor. Yes, I love that snack as well. That's a goodie. I've added a little bit of soy sauce, and I'm going to add some lime juice, a little bit of garlic. So we've just minced the garlic. And then I'm going to add some honey as well. If I was making this for adults, I would take it to the next level and add a little bit of chili or spring onions or something like that.
A little
to heat it up.
How far in advance can you make the sauce and for how long can you keep it?
You could make it in the morning, so if you wanted to have it for lunch or for dinner, and then keep it in the fridge probably 1 or 2 days. I wouldn't keep it too long, but it's so quick and easy to make that honestly...
You don't need to make it too far in advance.
Yeah, you don't need loads of time to do it. And then once your skewers are prepared, you can drizzle the satay sauce over them. Or if you wanted to, you could actually put the chicken pops straight in the sauce, toss them together, and then serve them with some noodles or some rice or something like that. So, I mean, that took 2 minutes, and we've got this beautiful satay sauce. Oh,
look, and I got all the chicken pops onto the skewers.
They look perfect. Oh. And then you can just drizzle this over. So if you love peanut butter, you will absolutely love this sauce.
This is
Please
a winning
try it.
recipe. Well, if you want to get your hands on this delicious satay sauce that Teresa just showed you how to make, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. And Black Cat, they only use A-grade peanuts with unique roasted peanut taste. And also, did you know that Black Cat contains only natural peanut oil? No other oils added and consists of 91% peanuts. Black Cat also has no sugar and salt added variant in their range, which contains 99% peanuts. There we go. I have to taste this.
Oh, I'm jealous.
So I'm going to try the one you actually just made freshly.
Yeah.
I'm here for the sauce. I'm here for the
all
sauce.
about the peanut butter. Have more. I love it.
I love peanut butter.
Oh,
it comes through so nicely, and I get that taste of a bit of honeyness.
A bit of sweetness. And the kids would love it, don't you think?
The kids will absolutely love this. So if you want to get your hands on this recipe, it's available on our website, expressoshow.com. And getting your everyday boost is so much easier, especially now with the kids on holiday. Thank you.
Boost your day with the Peanut Power Black Cat.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we are back, and not just talking about the back, but back with some performances right here on Expresso stage. And we've got Dominique Chiral here. He's standing by with his next performance, and it's titled Ride the Wave. This one is something you're going to love. It's going to take you into the ocean. It's going to take you to a world of absolute magic. Brother, the stage is yours. Here to you, Mzansi, and your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and there's some more performances coming at you. Dominique, that was epic, man. You took me on a road trip. I want to grab the surfboard and head out of here, but we can't do that just yet because we want to stay entertained by you. But for now, guys, it's time to head over to the rest of the show, and we'll see you in a bit for some of this magic.
Well, the time now is 1 minute before 8 o'clock. Time to have a final look at those news headlines. Starting on the local front, Mpumalanga Provincial Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Semakaleng Manamela has praised the courts for the way in which poachers have been dealt with of late. Now, 5 poachers were recently sentenced in the Skukuza Regional Court. 2 were sentenced to 16 years in prison for poaching rhinos in the Kruger National Park. The other 3 were effectively jailed for 18 years for their part in a similar offence, also in the Kruger. Manamela praised the courts for the speedy settlement of the cases and the cooperation between the various law enforcers. Then South Africa faces several hurdles in encouraging people to move to electric vehicles, but the government is working on new incentives to address this, says Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. He said historically two of the biggest issues for electric cars in the country have been range anxiety and power supply. He said range anxiety has been dramatically alleviated in recent years with the provisioning and upgrading of over 200 charging stations throughout the country. However, it still remains a key challenge that the government is engaging with stakeholders to resolve. Then looking to news on the international front, Zimbabwe's opposition party, the Citizens Coalition for Change, the CCC, won 19 out of 28 parliamentary seats in Saturday's by-elections. The ruling ZANU-PF party won the remaining 9, seizing 2 opposition seats. Both parties are describing the results as wins. It's particularly symbolic for the CCC, though, whose leader, Nelson Chamisa, described it as a resounding victory. It was party's first election contest since breaking away from the movement for democratic change in January. The party won no seats and at some polling stations received not even a single vote. Then a Ukrainian man is garnering global praise after he drove a van full of kangaroos and wallabies out of a shelled zoo to safety. The Feltman Eco Park in the hard-hit city of Kharkiv is working to evacuate all of its animals after weeks of deadly attacks by Russian forces. Now, some staff members were killed by shells while feeding animals in their enclosures. Officials say the animals, which have survived attacks, are hungry and scared. The Feltman Eco Park is home to some 5,000 animals and more than 300 species. Then millions across the globe saw it on TV, and millions who weren't watching the Oscar ceremony in Los Angeles on Sunday night soon heard of this slap. Now, it's truly the talk of the town, and many celebrities, regardless of whether they saw it in person, have aired their views. Now, Will Smith strode up to presenter Chris Rock on stage and slapped him in the face after the comedian had cracked a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. She has hair loss due to the autoimmune disease alopecia. Now, minutes later, Smith bagged a Best Actor award for his portrayal of Serena Williams' father, Richard, who coached the tennis champion and her sister, Venus, to world fame. Smith has since apologized to Rock, saying his behavior was, and I quote, unacceptable and inexcusable. He said in a statement, again, I'm quoting, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong." His apology came after the Oscar Film Academy had put out a statement condemning his action and announcing a formal review. That being said, that is where I leave your 8 o'clock news headlines. It's time now to have a final look at the sports. Here's G-Man.
Thank you so much, Ms. Domberg. Let's kick it off with tonight's impending football. In fact, France's manager Didier Deschamps has confirmed that France's star Kylian Mbappe is indeed fit to play against South Africa in their international friendly tonight. The PSG striker missed their country's 2-1 victory over the Ivory Coast last Friday due to a throat infection. But Deschamps did not confirm whether or not the 23-year-old would start against Hugo Broos' side, but there was an indication that Mbappe is likely to earn his 54th cap for Les Bleus. Meanwhile, Hugo Broos has confirmed the likes of Nyuko Mobi and Fakhri Lakay will have a chance to show their qualities. Then we turn to cricket. South African Test captain Dean Elgar said he was, quote, comfortable with the decision of some key players to make themselves unavailable for a Test series against Bangladesh that kicks off this Thursday. South Africa go into the Bangladesh series without their entire frontline fast bowling attack in the form of Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngidi and Marco Jansen, as well as the injured Anrich Nokia. And South Africa will also be without batsman Aiden Markram and Rassie van der Dussen. Now, earlier this month, Elgar made headlines calling for players contracted to the Indian Premier League that just kicked off to put country ahead of club, but it seems that money still talks. Then on to last night's scintillating rugby from, in particular, one man, Suleiman Hartzenberg, who scored 2 late tries as the UCT Ikeys claimed a thrilling 44-27 victory over their arch rivals Marties in the 500th Varsity Cup match. What a milestone. So both sides played the game at a lively tempo, with Marties going into that halftime break with a 17-10 lead, in fact. Then Hartzenberg turned on the burners. He stole the show in that second 40 to ensure a historic win for UCT. Meanwhile, Tuks had to work pretty hard for their 39-24 bonus point win against a pretty plucky Wits side, while Shimlas, they finished strongly to record a 37-26 bonus point victory over UJ. So those results see Marties topping the table ahead of Shimlas, then UCT and Tuks chasing hard. And then finally, on to athletics. She's making her mark on the international stage. Monet de Klerk, she opened her 2022 campaign over the weekend by breaking her own national under-20 women's shot put record. So competing in her first collegiate season as a freshman now at the University of Oregon, de Klerk produced a 54.22-meter heave to win the discus throw competition in California on Saturday. The 18-year-old rising star then added nearly a meter to her own national junior mark of 53.50 when she had set when she bagged that silver medal at last year's World Athletics Under-20 champs in Nairobi. De Klerk, the World Junior Shot Put champion as well, again showed her versatility and class by winning the shot put contest at the Aztec Invitational with an impressive haul of 17.04 meters. An incredible way to kickstart her new phase of life. So well done to Monet, but that's where we leave our sporting highlights for today. Let's get one last look at the weather.
Thanks so much, Shia. Now, of course, if you have been paying attention to the show, you have also seen that the weather has been pretty inclement in South Africa, and that's why we're coming at you with a few warnings. And the SA Weather Service has issued a warning for extremely high fire conditions and fire danger conditions over the northeastern parts of Western Cape, the northern parts of the Northern Cape, and the southern western parts of the Free State, and the northwestern interior of the Eastern Cape, all taking place tomorrow. On top of this, the Weather Service has also issued a yellow level 2 warning for large waves in parts of the Northern Cape and Western Cape from tomorrow all the way through till Thursday. Now, a southwesterly swell with wave heights between 4 to 6 meters high is expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas tomorrow morning, spreading to Alexander Bay and Plettenberg Bay by evening into Thursday. Now, wave heights will subside from Thursday night, the Weather Service said, and in the Western Cape it will be cloudy in the west with isolated to scattered showers and rain along the south coast. Now, the wind along the south coast will be fresh to strong northwesterly but moderate southwesterly along the south coast. Now, we urge all citizens in affected areas to report any fires spotted near to their nearest fire department. And of course, anybody else that is able to take advantage of the good waves that comes through, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Kawabanga. Now, next we move from weather news to sunrise views as we look to the skies, showcasing your sunrise photos. And Brad Koss from Belito started our morning on just the right note with this gorgeous shot overlooking the ocean just as the sun peaks over the horizon. Beautiful stuff. Brian Smith coming through next up from Mossel Bay, sharing an absolutely stunning shot looking towards the mountains in the distance, showing off the spectacular array of colors scattered across the sky. Wow, looks like a painting. 7 a.m. we saw Clive Payne from St. Helena Bay capturing a fantastic shot while out on the water on a fishing boat, looking like an absolutely lovely way to start the day out in the big blue. Then we had Jay Yamble Govender took this beautiful silhouetted photo 5:30 in the morning, just as the sky begins to lighten, showing off the great burnt hues on the horizon. Let me come out of that because it feels like I was in a dream and back to the real world, of course. And thank you again, Mzansi. Those pictures are absolutely incredible. We really, truly appreciate it. Thank you for showing us how you start your day, and we look forward to seeing it in the next round of the weather report that comes at you. For now, though, one last look at the temperatures across the country, and starting off in Polokwane, where the day starts at 12, moving up to 26 degrees. Mbombela sees the day starting at 15, moving up to 29. Pretoria, 15, moving up to a warm 27. And Johannesburg, 12, moving up to 25 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, sunny skies, 14, moving up to 27 degrees. Klerksdorp sees the day starting at 13, moving up to 29. Kimberley, 15, moving up to a nice warm 30 degrees. And Bloemfontein, very similar conditions, 12, moving up to 28 degrees Celsius. Over in Richards Bay, your day starts at 21, moving up to a nice warm 33 degrees. And Pietermaritzburg, very similar conditions, sunny skies, 16 is a low, moving up to 34 degrees Celsius. Over in, oh, I've just lost my place here. we're going to Durban now, moving up from a low of 20 to a high of 31 degrees. And then Mthatha sees the day starting at 14, moving up to 35 degrees Celsius. Moving over to East London, where your day starts at 21, moving up to a warm 35 degrees. Cradock sees a 18 low, moving up to 33 degrees. And then in Gqeberha, welcome rained in your part of the town. 17 is your low, moving up to 28 degrees. And hopefully we get that rain in those catchment areas. Over in George, your low is 15, moving up to 26. Not too much rain, but a little bit of drizzle can be expected. Over in the mother city of Cape Town, however, your day starting at 16, moving up to only 18 degrees with a lot of rain expected. And much the same for Worcester with the rain, 11 moving up to a high of 25 degrees. Sutherland sees the day starting at 6, moving up to 22. And Uppington, last but not least, 18, moving up to a beautifully warm 33 degrees Celsius. Again, Mzansi, thank you for sending those incredible pictures in. I hope you enjoyed all the forecasting that we could give you, as well as those warnings. And again, stay safe. And speaking of some weather, it looks like some peeps in the studio are capitalizing on the good stuff. Let's check it out.
Indeed, we are...
some cocktails.
We do. We need... Can we just ask the boys to bring us? No, I'm joking, I'm joking. We're living our best island life because Tropica announced the first 3 All-Stars yesterday, and they are Kanya Mkankhisa, Caroline van Jaarsveld, as well as Jonathan Boynton Lee. Now, those are all smooth All-Stars. It's time to give you a second clue for today for revealing your favorite celebrities for the Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars.
That's right. Now, all you need to do is follow @mytropica pages, and if you guess correctly, use that hashtag Tropica, and you stand a chance to win yourself your share of 20,000 Rand this week. Are you ready to give out the first clue? Well, the next clue.
Yes, here is your clue, everybody. Now, who could this be? This All-Star celeb says, I'm from season 1, I am a DJ, and I am a water baby. Who am I? Season 1. So you have to track your memory, go all the way back to season 1, and let us know who you think that person is.
Well, if you don't know, there's always Google to help you. And then once you know the answer, you go on to @mytropica, comment on the Facebook and Instagram post with that hashtag Tropica, or tweet your answer using the hashtag Tropica on Twitter, and you could stand a chance to win yourself your share of 20,000 Rand. That is 10 of 2,000 Rands up for grabs. Those T's and C's, they do apply, and you better go because, you know, it's going to be smooth.
It's going to be smooth. Guess those celebs now. Again, use that hashtag Tropica. There is nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show here on S3. The 94th Oscar Awards took place this Sunday, and of course, JP Sebastian is here to talk about all the winners that took home those awards, and not just a clap, because, I mean, that is what everyone was speaking about. To be honest, I don't know anyone besides
Oh no,
Will.
you're going to turn my segment into the slap segment.
We're not going to.
Let's go.
Let's talk about the winners, because I mean that is the whole point of the Oscars. It's really honouring the people's work, incredible work they've been doing. So let us honour that in the segment.
We're just having another hurrah year, and it wasn't Sunday. You know, South Africans, it's like 3 a.m. We're watching those Oscars. So
Did you set up?
I set up. I had my laughs. I had my surreal what's happening moments. So yes.
I thought it was fake news. To be very honest, I saw it on like TMZ, and I was like,
talking about the winners. We're talking about the winners.
Talk about the winners. Talk about the winners.
So I wanted to bring in some of the categories that we don't usually talk about necessarily. So we have some chance to talk about the screenplays. And first off, adapted screenplay. Now, you know, this isn't a big reveal. We all know who the winners are, but just another look again at the nominees. And the field is totally strong there. I mean, I've got so much love for Dune, but of course, I think it makes perfect sense that this did go to Coda, which was such a remarkable, beautiful movie that Sian Heder had to cobble together to bring worlds together. In the words of Troy Kotzer, her supporting actor, he said, as a deaf person, him as a deaf person found her to be one of the greatest communicators as a person with the ability of hearing that he's ever met, to bring together the world of the deaf, to bring together a coming-of-age story, to bring together a story about a fishing village, to bring together this, that, and how to bravely say, look, I'm going to try and represent. At the same time, you've got to forgive yourself if you're going to make sort of mistakes and stuff like that, which is precisely what this movie's about. So, God bless her, and hopefully a bright, bright future for an amazing director, but you're winning for adapted screenplay.
Ooh, Coda coming through with the first win. Then Best Original Screenplay.
Imagine writing the story of your life, Jamie Lee, and Oscars goes, hey, your life was cool.
Let's have a movie about it.
Let's look at the field of the nominees first, though. So for original screenplay, personally, I probably would have gone with, oh man, actually, like, I wonder if there are more countries in the world than just American movies. However, the winner was Belfast, and that is Kenneth Branagh's first Oscar, which might seem strange to a lot of people, because he's a strong Shakespearean actor. He's directed Shakespearean movies, Hamlet, Macbeth, etc., etc. But you're doing the semi-biopic of his own life, and he's growing up. He finally got Oscar glory. This is, by the way, also a record for the first and, well, obviously the only person to get nomination in 7 different categories. So he's done anything from short live action through to directing, year winning for original screenplay. He's ticked a lot of boxes and not won, but nominated more than Walt Disney as far as diversity of categories.
Wow, Kenneth Branagh.
So yeah, I mean, people are probably enjoying Death on the Nile that he also directed, but Belfast is pretty good too.
Now we go on to something that, you know, people always speak about, the Best Supporting Actor in Role nominees. What is that one?
Yeah, you've got to speak about these people because they hold up the leads who almost get to get more creative with their own characters and whatever, but these people have to hit the note constantly. And the entire field there is strong. Wow, Cody Smith-McPhee, guys, seriously, watch The Power of the Dog just for that kid. Good grief. However, the winner was, I mentioned his name earlier, Troy Kotzer. And he is the second deaf person to win an Oscar for acting. The first was Molly Matlin, actually, who is his co-star in Coda. She won in 1987 for Children of a Lesser God. Now, if you want a character who feels totally like anyone's dad, who can be totally annoying and humiliating for you know, like a teenager growing up, as well as having a huge, big heart, but also a fragile, tender person who has his own worries and insecurities, will he survive without his daughter who's going to college? We'll look a bit more at the story a bit later, but man, won the SAG, won the BAFTA, won the Golden Globe, and now won the Oscar. Here, his first nomination. Incredible actor. Guys, do try and watch this movie. Coda's beautiful.
First nomination, already bagging that Oscars. And then we talk about the females, the Best Supporting Actress in this field.
Yeah, supporting actress, again, you know, such a critical field of people, and let's have a look at the nominees again, and these brave women who have to, like I said, uplift the leads. Kirsten Dunst knocked it out the park for me. Good grief. Jessie Buckley is incredible as well. However, Ariana DeBose won it, and again, speaking just like I did about Troy Kotzer, won the BAFTA, won the Golden Globe, won the SAG, and won the Academy Award. Good grief. Another person who was one of thousands of auditions for West Side Story, and geez, to impress Steven Spielberg, to the extent that Steven Spielberg said she really came with her own personality to like a classic character in West Side Story, and he said, look, hopefully she can double down on her own personal charisma. He said she quadrupled down. she totally took ownership of a part, an amazing dancer, an amazing singer, an amazing actor, and I think I'm going to get married one of these days.
Oh, okay. JP's falling in love with the Oscars. Here's my question to you. Was there anyone that surprised you where you thought like, I didn't see that coming?
Of this group, look, I'm going to be honest about Kenneth Branagh and say I wasn't wowed by Belfast personally, but being a personal story as it is and might reflect for some people quite differently, wasn't the one for me though, and like I said, they probably could have chosen better. Nevertheless, never mind just speaking better, let's talk about greatest, and for me, Ariana DeBose. I want you all to take a look at that gamut of talents that I just mentioned, dancing, singing, acting. Here she is, Ariana DeBose, a clip from West Side Story, the winner for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you're dealing with Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest directors who has had a nomination, I think a win, in every decade that he's worked, which is like 5 decades.
And for him to even mention her and for her to grab his attention.
In a young person like that, first queer person of color to win an Oscar, bless her, I want to see more of that. Ariana DeBose, incredible actress.
Here for all of it, JP Sebastian is not going anywhere. He still has more wins with regards to the Oscars, so stick around for more of that.
Oh, the slap. We're talking about it, of course, and I know everybody has an opinion about it. Zoe, we raised the question this morning. I don't know what your opinion actually is, but it's a tough one, eh?
It is a tough one. I feel sorry because, I mean, Will Smith won an Oscar. No one's focusing on that.
Yeah.
Everyone's now putting their attention on the slap. I think he could have handled that whole situation better. In my point, he should have put his focus on his wife.
Yeah.
He could have taken her out of the hall. That would have made a bigger impact and made Chris Rock look more like an idiot than walking up on the stage and make himself look like an
especially
idiot.
an icon like that. I mean, he could have gone up into him and at that moment said what he needed to say, but to follow through, I don't know. Let's see what Mzansi has to say. An icon. Some have lost respect, some respect him even more. But what would you do if you were to be protecting a friend? If you had a friend that made a joke about, or it was your partner, what would you do? How would you react? Do you think that it was justified? Let's weigh in on this conversation right now.
So Emma Renshaw says, Chris chose an international platform to make fun of a person with alopecia. He knew about her condition.
Okay.
Will know his wife's personal pain and struggle, so he responded how he saw fit. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know that he was actually aware of the alopecia condition, because that does make the joke a little bit more different. Fidelia Jager says he definitely overreacted. Will Smith supposedly had a King Richard moment. Did the man go around slapping people? Question mark. I think not. Will laughed out loud until he saw Jada roll her eyes, so he resorted to violence to redeem himself. His behavior was appalling, and a non-celebrity would have been arrested. Very, very pertinent conversation and very, very good point coming through there.
The ego is coming into play. Anel says, good morning, team. I was very surprised to see that. I probably would have slapped him even harder, but I didn't expect Will to lose his cool like that. Not for the world to see. I think it was beneath him.
I think that's very true. I mean, yes, I think we all can resonate with how he felt. But for someone like that on that stage to go through with that action, it's a massive statement. It's not like Will's not aware of the impact he has and what this actually means. So a great point indeed. Cheryl Benjamin coming through saying, I mean, why get personal with someone's partner? I personally wouldn't like it. I might have overreacted a bit, but for future reference, leave people's husbands and wives out of your jokes. That's what Will was also saying. Now, some people are sensitive, and that's definitely not in his character, but yes, he felt he needed to defend his wife's honor. She was definitely expecting him to do something. Shame, man, I feel for him. Whoa! On the fence here, Mzansi, this is a very big question, and we will weigh in this again. Of course, thank you for coming through with all of this information. We'll dive into more of the Oscars action in just a bit. JP is standing by, and we'll also weigh in on your conversation too.
Oh, look at that face. You just want to slap it. No, you don't say that.
Come on, bring it on.
This is the problem with
Seriously.
this whole thing. It's normalized that, which we
No, normalize slapping JP. That's just fine by me. I need to wake up. I've had 2 hours of sleep.
I know, buddy, and we appreciate the fact. And I'm hoping that through all of this other nonsense, that you've still been able to truly get your rocks off and appreciate the Oscars for what they are, which is a celebration of good film.
How else would I get my rocks off but with sand? And Dune.
And lots of.
Dune.
So let's see, okay, because I watched very little, so everything is coming through you, okay?
Sorry.
You are my experience. I'm going to actually ask you to slap me later so I can fully appreciate that
we can
moment.
just have a slapathon.
Let's start with best film editing. There was one that I know that you believed should get this. Did it get it? Did Dune win this award?
Graham, you've clearly went into hibernation because I'm just treating this as us doing a last hurrah victory lap for the Oscars. We all know the winners except for Graham. Graham, your boys did well. Let's look at the nominees first.
Okay, and it's a strong lineup. Sure.
Man, even Tic Tac Boom, which for me, I'm not wild about Lin-Manuel Miranda, but really it weren't too bad. And Don't Look Up, I did not like it all, but Adam McKay's editing, he's got a great sort of strength, similar to Tarantino in a way. However, our boy got it. Joe Walker for Dune was the winner of the Oscar last night. And man, Dune is a sensation, right?
Yeah, it's
Dune
an
is a
experience.
feeling.
Yeah, it's an experience.
And that's so much.
For sure.
Have you ever sat in an editing suite, Graham, watched someone edit like Expresso, for example?
Yeah.
And you see that editors, they're not using mathematics necessarily to do it. It's a very organic, it's a biological.
It's kinetic, yeah.
They're tapping their fingers as they're editing, they're tapping a foot. It's a rhythmic experience, and Dune entirely is this immersive rhythmic experience. My heart, Graham, actually synced with Dune at the point where they all touch Muad'Dib's shoulders.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that at the same time I reached over and touched my own friend's shoulder a second before they did that. So that is entirely down to the strength of editing and score and everything else like that.
But yeah, it is. It's a feeling. The film breathes, which is absolutely beautiful.
Please do watch it.
A big part of that feeling, of that breathing in and out, comes in the form of the best original score, and there's some major names on this list.
Don't you all love Hans Zimmer, obviously, for Inception? Do the horn sound.
But he's the guy. Hans Zimmer's one of like the 3 or 4. Yeah.
But aside from that, like you said, it is a strong feel. Johnny Greenwood for Power of the Dog. If you're a Radiohead fan, Johnny Greenwood, There Will Be Blood. Give me that all day. Encanto, all your kids are singing it and it's driving you insane. However, Dune, yes, thank you. Hans Zimmer, of course, had to take it.
Because it needed a score. It's
half the job, right?
Yeah, but something as grand as Dune needed that. It needed that.
And his words were so interesting about it, and I'll let him speak for himself actually a bit later, rather than me digging into that whole digging the sand for myself there. But the point remains is like I said, it's half of it, and you understand that half of the transportation of your humanity, of your body, of your feeling of levitating, is thanks to Hans Zimmer, so fully deserved.
We absolutely love that. Let's get into the heavy hitters now. Best actor in a leading role. Take me through the nominees.
Did you say the heavy hitters? Did you say the heavy hitters?
Yeah, man. Look at the state of the...
Are you hearing yourself? Oh, my goodness. Good morning. Okay, so let's look at the nominees and who these heavy hitters, plural, supposedly are.
Who hits hardest out of these guys? Let's see.
Okay, Javier Bardem, who did look like he had his jaw loosened in Skyfall. I don't know if Will Smith had anything to do with that, but what an incredible actor he is. Benedict Cumberbatch knocks it out the park in Power of the Dog. Andrew Garfield, he did something with a character that could have been totally annoying, but he's one of the best actors that we've got living.
Physically
Denzel Washington is Denzel Washington, and also should win an award for Denzel Washington. However, the award goes to Will Smith for King Richard. How many nominations is this now in the past? This is about 4. He finally gets Oscar Gold, Oscar Glory. Why are you grinning? Why are you grinning? What do you want to say?
Life, my friend.
Life is mull.
Because I know you as well, and I want to ask you all sorts of Will Smith questions, and I know you actually really don't care that Will Smith...
I listened to getting jiggy with it afterwards, and he says, I know, you know, I go psycho.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has their moment, man. So let's focus on his performance as King Richard. Did he deserve to beat Benedict Cumberbatch?
Oh, man, don't ask me that. Good grief, that's a difficult question. So, yeah, the Oscars, hey, I'd give a contribution or a participation prize Oscar to everyone. Look, I'm not saying that Will Smith by no means was bad in it, but it's not necessarily the strongest for me.
Could have been a little bit political.
Okay. So
Could have been a little bit political, maybe?
No, it's not that. It's just not necessarily my affair. Let's move on to the ladies real quick.
Okay, let's hit us with the heavy hitters on the ladies' front.
Okay, and I'm just going to tell you straight out, because a lot of these movies will be unknown to a lot of people. Shame people are rooting for Kristen Stewart, obviously. However, Jessica Chastain wins it for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, where she magically goes through from virtually birth through to the parting of Tammy Faye. In this character, very sympathetically does something that could have been totally goofy, Wolf of Wall Street type style, but rather than just make a clownish sort of human being out of this person, she really does it with a lot of heart and sympathy. Good for her.
Can we get a taste of that?
I'll give you a taste of something else, since you're a Dune fiend, a sand fiend, a spice fiend. Let's listen to Hans Zimmer talk about the experience of making the Oscar-winning sound and score for Dune.
We're telling a story in multi-dimensional ways, and we're using voices and a language that you don't understand, and at the same time, somehow you understand it emotionally.
He did tons of experience. He created even instruments. He kept saying to me, that music is not from our world. It needs to come from another time, another planet. Those sounds cannot have been heard before.
I then ended up, spending forever making sounds, making instruments, getting people to learn how to play instruments in a different way.
That's beautiful.
I want the audience to come with us on this journey to this planet and to this world, which seems huge and vast and unfathomable. And then at the same time realize that it's all about the smallest and tiniest emotion. Just like the desert is made up of grains of sand, and the music is just made up of grains of notes. So rather than it being a massive blanket of sound, this is different. This is moving emotion.
How was Villeneuve not nominated? I just don't understand. I feel you, my friend. I feel you. Those were the big winners, the heavy hitters at this year's Oscars. Amazing.
Well, it was Hollywood's biggest night, celebrating the brightest stars and the best that international film has to offer. Now, the red carpet at the 94th Academy Awards, hosted at the Dolby Theatre, exhibited its glamorous best. And here to take us through the must-see looks is, of course, our very own fashion and beauty editor, Ms. Nox Mafu. Because, girl, we need to speak about all of the fashion that went down this weekend.
It was incredible. I was frothing for more things than one, but the fashion was definitely an icon at that time.
You sound like a friend of mine. Whenever she loves something, she's like, frothing.
Frothing for it, literally.
Let's start off with Zendaya. She was wearing that beautiful Valentino skirt.
Now, I love Zendaya. To me, is literally the epitome of like chic fashion. She's not afraid to play around and really have a good time. So what I love about this kind of combination is the elegance that we see in that skirt, the detail in the way that she walks, Valentino being such a good choice, and of course her stylist, Law Luxury, is really so good at understanding her body, and they love to play risks together. So I think with makeup and the styling together, it really speaks to elegant and is young.
And especially with an event like this, when you show a lot of skin, there's an elegant way of doing it, and then there's a trashy way of doing it. And I feel like she falls into the first category.
Absolutely.
She never gets it wrong,
She never gets it wrong. And I think she understands her silhouette, and the movement and the way she poses with stuff is really great. So I think this is one of like the classic chic looks, which also gives it a modern spin, which I really love.
Definitely. So definitely on our best dressed list. Yes. We also have Nicole Kidman, which is in a custom dress by Armani.
Yes. So I don't know what you guys think about this, because I was in two minds.
I'm not a fan of peplum dresses, but it's very Nicole Kidman.
Exactly.
She loves that style.
She loves that style, and I think it gives us a new offering in terms of the type of dress that you can do, kind of bringing in an older trend, but kind of bringing a new edge to it. I love that bedazzled train, and I think the makeup and the red lipstick there really does give it that pop of color.
I was always going to say, with the Oscars, I always think of glam, I think elegant, and I always think a nice pin-up and a red lip is always a bold statement to make. The dress I'm not sold for, but I mean, when you're explaining it, like, it gives a bit of old classic elements
old Hollywood,
to a modern
yes,
one, then
yes.
I get it. I understand.
Yes,
She pulled it off. It's just not my favorite dress.
Absolutely. So I think the color also speaks to me more than anything. I think it's quite a trendy color at the moment, but definitely I think people are on the fence with it, but I think she did well with the makeup and styling of it.
The next person,
Megan the Stallion.
which is also Raul's favorite person, because the last time he was like Megan he didn't say Megan the Stallion. So Raul, Megan the Stallion.
The Stallion, the Stallion.
The Stallion. And she made her debut at the Oscars.
Absolutely. Hot Girl Summer. Oh my gosh. She's just a moment. I really, really love this dress. It's a custom design, and I just think that tail, the way that they've done it in such a beautiful way, the rouge is really great. I think it just... I think she looks amazing. I don't know how else to explain it. It's the color, it's the fit. It is sexy because we know she's like a hot girl, summer girl, but seeing her kind of change that to kind of an elegance with that bun in the hair, I think she really, really stepped out in a
All I want to say is, body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. This girl brought it along.
Absolutely. And I think also just as you see the lining there of the dress, there's a flow. It feels like she's walking on water in a sense, you know, in the red carpet. So that sense of movement through the way that they've made this dress is absolutely stunning.
Oh, absolutely. Then we also have Timo the Chalamet, probably one of the best dressed and boldest dressed men at the 95th Academy Awards, because this man took a risk. You came shirtless to the Oscars?
Shirtless in a Louis Vuitton pants, bedazzled shirt, which is absolutely great. The blazer speaks to me so much. I think this is so badass and really gives it. It kind of feels like Zendaya and him could have stood next to each other and kind of, you know, they come from the same categories in the sense of like taking risks, keeping it modern, but also giving it that glam that Hollywood deserves. So I really love this.
That unique little... There's an edginess to their fashion, which they can pull off.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I really think this is kind of also an introduction of kind of young Hollywood and what we could start to see in the coming years, kind of moving away from what we saw with Nicole Kidman to looks like this.
Is it weird that I would think like Harry Styles would pull off a look like this as well? I definitely think it's in that same line as well. But yeah, I'm not mad at all. Anytime I see a man without a shirt, I'm like, hello.
Hello. Another man actually did really well on that red carpet. He's not here on the list, but Donald Glover also really enjoyed that. It was kind of like an oversized two-piece. I think I really love men taking risks. You know, everyone looks good in a tux, but if we see something different, it's really great.
Of course. Now let's shift our attention to Becky G.
Becky G, giving us a classic here, I think. I really love this because it's just kind of that simple classic look. The color of the dress really spoke to me. She looks like champagne or an Oscar herself.
Yes.
Who is she? I'm so sorry.
She's a singer.
She's a singer.
Okay, yeah. I was like, who Becky though? Who is Becky?
Who is Becky? Becky with the good hair. She looks great. She really looks like, I mean, a glass of champagne, which is really great. You know, the pockets, I think, could have been a miss, but I think because her body shape actually allows for that enhanced look there. I think someone with a different body shape would probably not look as good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be fond of putting attention there. She can pull it off.
She can pull it off. So I really love this as a classic look, hair paired back, and she looks great. I think it's a really nice way to start your Hollywood Oscar career.
Now, for I think probably my best dressed female of the night, Miss Lori Harvey. She had a moment with her man.
Wow.
Take a look at that.
Let's just a moment of silence for the beauty, the jeans that are here. So this is actually at the after party, the Vanity Fair blue carpet, but I think it is such a good dress not to include. It's the detail, it's the risk, it's the hair. I mean, it's giving statement, but also like sexy, you know, we're seeing a bit of leg there. I think they hit it on the nail, and how good does she look next to her man?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, I think we all would love some time with him too, but I mean, so incredible. I think she killed it, and I think this is a strong contender for best dress. Even if it wasn't at the red carpet, it's such a beautiful dress, you can't miss it.
Oh, amazing. Well, final one to look at is Beyonce, who wore that very dramatic yellow dress.
Yes, we know Beyonce loves drama. You know, she's often like, I don't know, sometimes she can get it very wrong, sometimes she can get it right, and I think for us, not seeing her in a long time, she looks absolutely amazing, and of course speaks to her incredible performance that we saw there, which was an ode also to Serena and Venus's movie. So really a beautiful dress here. I think it would just be hard to miss. She's just Beyonce.
And Jay-Z. Find your man that looks at you the way Jay-Z looks at Beyonce every single time. Miss Knox Martha, as always, you came through the best. I wish we got to speak about like those bad looks, because there's some people that like
we don't have enough time. People need to carry on with their day. We'd be here forever.
Indeed. Of course, it's a night not to be forgotten for more than just the fashion. Join in on the conversation and let us know who you thought was your best dressed celeb from the 94th Academy Awards. Now, JP is still going to be joining us again for some more winners, and we'd love to hear from you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. And the nominees are, dun, dun, dun. We are talking about the annual Slapathon that went down and all the hype around it. And of course, we're going to talk about the real stuff that a lot of us maybe were distracted by, that we need to pay attention to. You know, there was other stuff happening there, by the way.
And who's awarding actors at a time like this, at the, annual celebrated Slapathon?
Apparently, there was also some other stuff going on at this event.
No, I flatlined. My brain was like, what's happening? Like,
I heard you earlier. You were just listening to Getting Jiggy with Wanna Ball with a Kid, Watch Your Step, You Might Fall, trying to do what I did, mama, mama, couple.
No, stop this.
Yes, that's my man. You can tell I'm actually a massive fan of him, so I have very mixed emotions about it. But let's not get
I'm sure you're a fan of movies too. Let's talk about that.
Yes, let's do that, man. And we talk about, firstly, the best international feature.
I love anytime I'm hearing about this, after stuff like Parasite swept clean at the Oscars, see more foreign films, and like to watch stuff with subtitles, people, like Bong Joon-ho said. And these were the nominees. One of them, by the way, Lunana, is a very sweet documentary about a guy who teaches in a distant Tibetan town. Oh, man, is it Nepal or Tibet? Oh, my memory fails. Nevertheless, and there's a yak in the classroom as one of the students. It's a strange little dynamic.
Okay.
It went to Drive My Car, which was the winner, the Oscar winner. And
did you get a chance to see that?
I did not, man. Do not put me on the spot. Because it is an adaptation of an author who I love dearly, Haruki Murakami, who does these amazing meditations on the difficulties of being alive, the difficulties of being a man and woman, the difficulties of, you know, the kind of stuff.
That could be a long movie.
That could be as quick as a slap as well. It is a long movie. Drive My Car is 3 hours long. And if you can pull off a 3-hour movie and still crack an Oscar for it, then you're doing something special.
Yeah, well, every reason to obviously watch this one. I mean, clearly taking the title as Best International Feature. It looks like the visuals are something that are stimulating, but then again, at the same time, much of what you said is much of what we need to see, right?
The heart and forgiving yourself, I think, being gentle with yourself, which, you know, some of these actors can serve to be.
All right, for a lot of us in the game and a lot of us that appreciate the beauty of it, cinematography is important. We're talking about best cinematography. This is a big, big title. I mean, especially for, never mind the actors, but the people behind what makes this magic actually happen.
Virtually as important as the director.
Yeah.
I mean, if a film is basically the combination of an album, a book, and a painting, and one of those things.
The culmination.
No, that is exactly what film is. Film is a miracle. Film is a miracle. Film is an invention that is the culmination of those 3 art forms. And cinematography, the great, amazing cinematography that's there. Janusz Kaminski for West Side Story returns to Steven Spielberg. Bruno Double-Nell for The Tragedy of Macbeth. However, the winner had to be. Did you love The Batman?
Oh, I didn't get to see the recent one. I'm still yet to see.
Greg Fraser for Dune is the same cinematographer.
Okay.
So if you're ever wondering why the Batman, as ugly as it is, looks as pretty as it does, it's because of a great...
All right, and no bias to you, obviously, being a massive fan, the winner, of course.
Whatever, like you know, Oscars is 9,000 voters, so it's, who cares about my biases? They rightly recognize Greg Fraser for making just cinematic miracles with it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on, though.
This title's something that we obviously have to get involved in. A big one again. Big names come out of this, and it's starting to create big brands. Best Director. Oh, another massive title. I mean, we've got the likes of some legends like Steven Spielberg.
Drive My Car returns, Yuriski Yamaguchi. Kenneth Branagh obviously won already for adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, like you were just saying, and like I said earlier, won in every decade of his career. Good grief. So it had to be the return of Jane Campion to win the Oscar. This would be the third female director, Jane Campion, for The Power of the Dog. Obviously, the last one was the lady who did Eternals, Nomadland. However, Jane Campion rightly won director.
All right. This is something you've obviously seen, something you obviously can attest to.
No, The Power of the Dog is amazing. Seriously, you guys need to stream it. Famous streaming service, you know what it is. She totally deserved it. However, moving on to Best Picture, we have 10 nominees to get through this. I'm going to talk real quick.
Let's move on.
2 slides. Can you please show us Best Director? The nominees for Best Picture, including Coda, Belfast, Don't Look Up, bleh, Drive My Car, which won already, Dune, which is amazing and deserved everything. However, after that, 5 more nominees, please. They were Will Smith's King Richard, which is really just the Will Smith movie, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, really great, actually, give it a chance. The Power of the Dog, however, and also West Side Story, shame. It had to go to, amazingly, Coda is the dark horse there.
Oh, wow, okay.
Of all those huge, big movies, the tiny little movie about a small family that has a disability, something that makes their sets out.
Does the Best Picture speak to the visual aspect of it?
I think it's totally just the feel in this. The feel and the timing.
Okay.
Feeling. That's what it's totally all about.
All right.
Tell you what, catch a feeling for the feel yourself. Here's a little featurette that explains what makes a very special scene in Coda where I chunked like a baby. Best Picture.
Check it out.
There's a scene in the film, this school concert, and we get to Ruby's performance, and right when you're ready to hear her, we go to complete silence and shift POVs to this family. They are starting to look around to get perspective on, you know, is she good? Are people enjoying it? They go home, they're about to go into the house, and Frank wants a moment alone out on the truck. Ruby sees that moment, and then Frank asks her, that song you sang tonight, what was it about? And the lyrics of that song are really, really resonant. In that moment, he says, can you sing it for me?
Like the sweet morning dew, I took one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny.
I was grateful that most of the singing, like all of the singing, was live on set, because in one of the takes he was like more louder, and I didn't know he was going to do that, and so then I had to sing louder, and so much of it just came alive on set when we were together.
And I said, Troy, you get Amelia to sing loud enough so that you can feel something. And Amelia, you get him to feel something.
I will go where you lead, always there in time of need.
It was so emotional what happened. It's not that he magically got to have music, it's that he had a very intimate, connected experience with his daughter of understanding something that she loves. And he gave her that moment. She busted into tears, and everyone on set busted into tears.
It was a great scene to do because so much changed on the day, and it was kind of, we were living it.
All that I need to get by.
Oscar-winning magic right there, clearly giving me the thrills. JP, a wrap-up of the Oscars for you, man.
Oh, yeah, man, Coda totally deserved it. Sometimes it doesn't matter that it looks like cinematic magic. If it's the right place, the right time, and hit all the right buttons for humanity, Coda does the job.
Man, thank you so much again for coming through and highlighting all the glitz and the glam from the Oscars, of course. We built up our appetite after that, and I think it's time to head to the kitchen.
You deserve a little refreshment after that. And we want you to skip the cold brew coffee and try something a little more naturally refreshing. Here's a spoiler alert. no boiling needed. So we are talking about our Clover Manhattan iced tea. It's available in various fruity flavors, low in kilojoules, and it's a great source of vitamins to boot. And if you thought it could not get any better, well, we are spilling the iced tea on how you can turn it into a refreshing pre-dinner or breakfast drink for the whole family to enjoy. We're going to spice this one up, Notabi, so just a little bit of fun in the morning.
Yes.
With our Manhattan iced tea, we are working with my favorite flavor variant. It's black iced tea in a peach flavor.
Yes.
I love this. I'll drink a liter on my own. Quick sticks.
I know, right? It goes on very quickly. Okay, so this is really simple to put together, as you've already pointed out. And so what you need to do is to add some ice cubes into a jar. And if you can please help me in the meantime by slicing up that beautiful lemongrass.
Any particular...
Just round slices. Just make it relatively thin, though. Not too thick, because we want this drink to turn out really beautiful, okay?
Okay,
All
this
right.
is elegant and delicate
Elegant
is
and
what we're looking
delicate.
for.
Okay, so then we're going to add our Manhattan iced tea. And as you said, the really wonderful thing about this drink is that it's low in kilojoules, okay? So if you are watching your calories, this drink is awesome.
And it's just so refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you could use it in the morning for a breakfast drink or in the evening.
And it's great if you are making that transition, like getting yourself out of sugary drinks and you know, that sugar trap. This is a great transitional tool to use because it tastes lovely. It gives you all the feels and the refreshment, but without the guilt.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we're adding some ginger ale.
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
And we're going to add some lemon juice, and this is really an unexpected inclusion here, which is the apple cider vinegar.
Oh,
it's gonna give it that acidity, that we love. And then you want to stir, right? It's very simple.
And you know that apple cider vinegar is great for weight loss as well.
Yes,
just
exactly,
saying.
Precisely.
Just putting it out there. How many slices? I've done a few slices.
That's more than enough. That's more than enough.
And I hope those are delicate enough.
They are. Then we pour our iced tea into our beautiful glasses. And then we want to garnish with the lemon and some mint and enjoy.
Oh, so many of the things that we've thrown in there are going to add to that refreshment level. But I think at the heart of it, we've got our Clover Manhattan iced tea, which is so naturally refreshing. Obviously has no added colorants and it's made with purified water as well, with obviously a nice robust tea extract to bring that punch of flavor. Clover Manhattan has natural sweeteners as well. So as I said, it's a great transition if you're getting away from a sugary diet. This is for you. Great way to stay naturally refreshed for maybe after a workout or a nice afternoon cuppa with a burst of flavor. And I think what I like about this is it's going to up the ginger ale is going to add that refreshment, that little at the end of it. But I cannot wait to taste it.
Yes, let's.
Thank you. Oh, cheers, girl.
Oh, I'm going right in. Hey,
here's to Coda. We'll sip this one in response to Coda.
Ooh. Ooh.
Wow.
How yum.
And you can't really taste the apple cider vinegar, but there's like a richness, a mouth feel, something going on here. Absolutely beautiful. Yay!
Yay! Wonderful way.
Applaud the most refreshing drink I've had all week. Absolutely love it. So you could be making your natural, refreshing iced tea. This recipe, you can find it on Expresso's Facebook page. And we want you to spill the tea on what your naturally refreshing iced tea recipe is using Clover Manhattan. We've given you some inspiration. Now you go and show us something that's going to blow our taste buds out of the water.
So
it's really
we've
nice,
had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, yes, indeed. It is your feel-good breakfast show here on this Tuesday. Now, if you didn't know, Tropica announced the first 3 All-Stars yesterday, and they are Kanya Mkankhisa, Caroline van Jaarsveld, as well as Jonathan Boynton Lee. And today, we are giving clues this morning for the next 3 celebs. Are you ready?
I hope you're ready, because this is, it's time to give you that next clue of one of our favorites, and this is all part of the Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars editions. Now, what you need to do is follow at My Tropica pages, and if you guess correctly, use that hashtag Tropica so that you can stand a chance to win your share of 20,000 Rand this week. Are you ready for your next clue?
Well, here is your next clue. Now, who could this be? The celebrity said, I'm from season 7, I'm a silver screen star, and I love hypertrophy training. Ooh, who am I? He loves hypertrophy training. This guy must have muscles to compete physically in the games. So that is your
clue. Okay, well, if you know the answer, go on to at My Tropica, comment on the Facebook and Instagram post with that hashtag Tropica, or simply tweet your answer using the hashtag Tropica, and you stand a chance to win your share of 20,000 Rand. That's 10 of 2,000 Rands up for grabs. There are some T's and C's that apply, and you can find those on our website, expressoshow.com. But keep it smooth and guess with hashtag Tropica.
Keeping it smooth indeed, and that's exactly how you should be, because you want to get ready for this next performance. And maybe, yeah, like we say, move the coffee table and enjoy, because Dominic Sherrill is standing by. He's on the stage one last time this morning, and he's about to perform his final single. It's called Alone. Enjoy.
It's not the way of the world, it's the way you see it. Hidden behind your eyes, hidden beneath your soul. It's not the truth that hurts, but rather the lies you try to hide. I'm feeling alone now, I'm feeling alone now, 'cause I don't want to try to give you something I've been searching for so long now, for so long now. Let's wait and let it flow so naturally. I wanna let go, I wanna lose control. You're feeling alone now, you're feeling alone now, you're feeling alone now, you're feeling alone now. 'Cause I've made my mind up, trying to deny these feelings. It seems like a mystery and a little game. I'm feeling alone now, I'm feeling alone now. Let's wait and let it flow so naturally. I wanna let go, I wanna lose control. You're feeling alone now, you're feeling alone now.
Yeah, that's what's up. Can you feel the passion? Can you feel the rawness in that voice? Take
I
a
love
bow.
it, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of old Vonneboom. I love that classic singer-songwriter, South African vibe, man. This kid has got the chops. Take a bow.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure having you in studio this morning. I can't believe he picked up a guitar at age 19 and just discovered that.
I'm gonna try to pick up a guitar, maybe. What do you reckon?
Sorry, buddy. I think
Well,
it's too late.
It's not too late.
No, it's never too late, my friend. Congrats to you once again, my brother.
Thank you. you, thank you.
Stellar start to the week. Keep it coming, because we'll be here for the rest of the week, obviously bringing you more love and joy. So much happening tomorrow.
Oh, yes, it's Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. Stick around for that.
And we're going to have a little Easter egg hunt. Just something to get you excited. We'll be putting our... Because Easter is here. I've been trying to hold off from buying the mass load of chocolate, but it's getting more and more difficult.
Tomorrow you're not going to be able to, man. Easter egg hunt's coming at you. Mzansi, one more thing. We absolutely love you. See you in the morning.
Don't forget it. Have a wonderful day, Dom. Thank you so much, my brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Well done, everybody. Good job.
This month, say it with flavor, taste, and aroma, so they'll know it was made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.